Hi. Hey. All right, so we're here. Hi guys. I don't know who's here with me, but um all right, so hey, what's up? It's Jenisis After Dark. I think you guys can hear me. You guys can hear me. Anyone can hear me? I don't know. But we'll see. Let's see if some people are coming over. Got some invites. Let's put my ticker down there. And all right. All right, so okay, let's do this. Copy. All right. Hey, who's that one watching? I just dropped the link. I don't know if everyone's coming over, but hey, Genesis After Dark. Beans in the building. Oh, is that Ragu? All right. Beans in the building. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I got to take his coat off. So, hold on, okay, everybody. I dropped the link. So, if you hit the link, you can hit the panel. I mean, I makes it so that I can bring you up and then you can actually talk to me through your phone. Let me go to my YouTube side real quick. Then I've got to take off his coat for him. All right, so let's see. Hey, all right. Oh, there's my link. Okay, so it's up. Okay, cool beans. Let me make sure. Okay. So yep, there's me. All right, cool beans. Hi. Yes, Beans is in the building, holding it down. There's my Beans. Okay, I have to take off his coat. So, um, I'm just here chilling right now. Let me take his coat off real quick. All right. Yep, Beans is holding it down. Let me take off his coat and hang him for the harness and stuff up. And hi, whoever's watching. Hi. Hold on one second. Let me take off this flip coat. Okay, now you can sit down. All right. All right, I'm back. Now, cool beans. Hi. Yes, my puppy. That is my puppy. Yes, you're right, Marcy. I dropped the link and there's yep, he is holding it down. And what breed is he? He is a boxer pit bull, actually. So that's my puppy, my baby. The link is pinned to the top of the chat box there. And that way you can, if you can hear me, you can hit the link and then we can chat. A good old tap bulldogs. Up here, you're not connected yet. Up there you go. All right. Hey, girl. How are you?
Good.
Up there you go.
Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
You okay? You
Your
okay?
dog is so cute.
He's sitting back there hacking because they say that there was like a respiratory infection going around for puppies because they oh, you gotta turn your TV down or turn your other device down,
Yes.
and then
Oh, hey, my bad. My bad.
okay, yeah, there you go. So yeah,
Okay.
he just coughs when he comes in from outside because it's so cold here. And then they have like a dog respiratory infection going around. So when he comes in from outside, he coughs a little bit because it's probably like really cold. Hey, say hi. Oh, girl. So did you listen to? Were you on the lives? Were you on there today, this morning, earlier?
Oh,
Were you
yes.
on there? Okay. It's been a lot. Urban Trendsetter. You can hit the link too if you want. If you want to. Okay, I guess not. All right. Well, whenever if you want to, you can. Oh, all right. So, were you watching earlier with Daryl when we were online?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I was trying to the what's his name? That dude. Oh, he hit me up. He was like, I guess he wants to. He does his own panel. He has his own channel and stuff. So Bravo Network. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll check him out. What is the Bravo Network? RBL, RBN. So I'm representing the
I'm
Tap
not sure
Bulldog.
about him.
Okay, cool.
Just not sure.
I'm going to see who he is. Like White kept saying my name. I didn't hear all that, and then they said he heard him saying my name. I didn't hear him say my name. So, but let's see. Let's see who he is. Let's look and see. Like, let's be
I've
nosy.
seen him somewhere before on a panel, but I can't put my finger on it.
I don't know. I don't. I don't know. But we can always. Let's see if I can look at it. Look at YouTube. What is it called? The Real Bravado Network. Is monogamy a fantasy? Okay, let's see. You said what was his name? What was the name of
I
the,
believe
the
that's what it
thing?
is.
The Real Bravado Network.
I do
Okay.
remember his name was TJ. Daryl called him TJ a couple of times.
Yeah, that's that. He put that on the. Oh, here it is. He put that on the thing on his name. Okay, so. Oh, okay. So black men winning, black black men winning, losing, or weak. Okay, let's see. All right, so I can share my screen and then we can look at it and see. Just check it out. All right, y'all can see what I can see. All right, there we go. A bag of Skittles. Yes. Yeah, bag of Skittles. So this is RBN. All right, so cool beans. All right, so what is the stuff he talks about? New and improved color purple discussion. Pimps, men, black men are pimps, abusers, and child rapists. It's controversial. Okay, strong black men. All
That's
right,
where
cool
I've seen
beans.
him. He was on Lapeef on the Trigger Mike show.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hmm. Open relationships and swingers. Kevin Samuel sets the tone was had 10 months ago. Well, all right. Cool beans. That's what it is.
Hmm.
Hmm. Won't he do it then? Let's see what's going on. That's the only way we'll know. Anyway, I just had to see what that was with you guys here, where I could be safe in case it was something crazy.
We might have to peep that out, Jen.
Yeah, peep them out. Like what's going on? Like it used to be back in the day. You send your girls over, you send your friends over to check them out, see what
Right?
they say, and then if they come back with something good, then you be like, okay. If they come back and based on how they feel, right,
Right?
it'd be a no go, right? Because I'm not misrepresenting in any way, so I'm not trying to hear that, and I'm not trying to get like cornered into, backed into a corner or anything like that either. So tread lightly, sir.
Right. All you got to
Let's
do
see
is
what.
1037, officer down, put the call out.
Not 1037. Not that you know the numbers, huh?
I watch too much TV, girl. What crime
Oh,
shows
bomb
anyway?
cherries. Bomb cherries on. Did you see? But I wonder what Bomb Cherry was talking about today. I want to see it because she had me going yesterday. I
I
was
love
very
her.
impressed. Yeah, she was not playing. I'm still stuck on the air the blow up doll, and wow, I can't get past that because that I never seen no shit like that, and I'm looking like
Ugh.
okay, so at the end of the day, y'all don't really need us.
Me either. It's
I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life. And these guys are just like comfortable with it. They said it costs 10. First of all, I just want to know the fact that it costs so much money and how come these dudes are broke and they can't take a real person out on a date, but they can save money to buy a blow up doll. I'm just
because they don't
stuck on that
talk,
part.
maybe.
But why would you spend upwards of thousands of dollars to buy a whole nother fake person when you could spend
Well, Genesis, I
um,
have this saying that when you're sane, you don't try to understand insanity.
well, look now. You might be
Because
right. Look,
that
you might
makes
be
no
right.
sense.
You might be right because I'm just trying to. And then how dare you get mad at us for having fake butts or having fake boobs or having fake, you know, but you have a whole fake person. How dare you get mad at us because they're not talking about these homeboys. I guarantee you that somebody one of some dude knows one a dude like that has a fake has a pocket pussy or a fake, girlfriend or half of a girlfriend, something, and they don't talk about it. They're not gonna tell on each other.
I mean, well, they might tell one dude because he's probably asked, like, how much was it? And, you know,
That's crazy. The stuff they keep between each other, bro code shit. That stuff
right.
that I mean, girls do it, women do it too. So, but dudes
But I
like
don't,
y'all really keeping dumb shit to each other. Like, they'll never tell on each other. Like, I saw this one video. This guy posted that he was mad because his homeboy was cheating, but he was like, "Dude, you can't ask me to keep your secret when I went to your wedding." I was like, "Damn, I guess that's you put it like that." I went to your wedding, girl, your whole wedding, and you want me to keep your secret of you cheating on your husband, and I was there when you agreed to be with him. Yeah, but they don't generally do that. Guys won't generally say, man, come on now, I know your wife, you cheating on her. Like they just, I don't know.
I'm sure they do. There's just not that many of them.
And that not enough to make a damn difference.
Because they don't check each other, and the ones that do check the ones that get mad and call them, names or whatever. Man, you saw.
Or alienate them. Or now they're
Yeah.
not friends no more. Dang,
Because he
see?
said you need to do the right thing.
I had a girlfriend like that. That she was just a whore, and
Wow.
she was mad because she got mad because um her boyfriend found out that she had been with someone else, and he didn't find out from me, but she assumed that he found out from me because I knew. But when you messy, you don't keep track of who knows your business. So
Mm,
I had
mm,
told her
mm.
that back then. I was like, if you messy, you don't know, you're not keeping track of who knows what's going on. If you're being messy, and then underneath the name of being free and doing what the hell you want to do, and he
Yeah,
found out, and
I had to tell my friend, girl, being your friend does not mean that I have to agree with you.
okay, because no, ma'am, that's a no, ma'am. Because if I was doing something, or you found my man cheating on me, or my husband cheating on me, wouldn't you want to tell me? Like, wouldn't you want to? So how does that stipulation doesn't? If we, you know, if I'm protecting my homegirl and I see her husband or her man out cheating on her, but if I'm your girl and you cheating on with your boy, I don't say nothing.
Right.
Huh?
You're like, are you sure you want to do that? Because I'll
See,
just say, look, don't tell me about it. Because
yeah,
I'm not gonna
don't
feel
make me an
right knowing that
accessory.
you, especially if he's a decent dude. I'm no, you can't. Don't tell me. La 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 la. I'm not listening to you because I don't
Oh,
agree with what you're doing.
see, and I think it's easier for women because we probably connected to a feeling like we, guys probably disconnect from that feeling, like when the last time someone messed around on them, that they don't even remember or connected to that enough to protect each other or even protect
Hmm.
themselves. Women probably have just like a natural connection, natural empathy for, like, dang, I remember that, and I'm not gonna let, I don't want that to happen to someone else. Oh, okay. Guys, still, I don't understand. Don't. Oh, somebody was like, "Can I see you this weekend?" No, that's crazy. See, they don't even plan dates anymore. They don't even try to plan anything. They don't even take the time out to go and do any of the investigative work. They don't damn sure remember. Don't They don't remember your favorite color. They don't remember what you like enough to even invest in. That's what Prince Ella was talking about too. She was talking about how they lack the ability to plan ahead, even a date. And then she said, test your man, your husband, and see if he can plan a surprise party for you, because that would mean he would have to have so much. He would have to know enough about you to be able to keep that away from you to surprise you with it. And most guys can't even do that without talking to one of your friends or your family members first. Isn't that crazy?
It
You
is.
sleep with this nigga. You sleep with this nigga, and you do all kind of things with him. You put all kind of y'all putting each other body parts and everywhere else on each other's body, but you can't plan a party without talking to somebody who actually knows me better than you.
That's because, like she said, they don't listen.
That's
They don't listen.
crazy. That's crazy. That's
They're not
crazy.
listening to us unless we're saying something that they want to hear. They're not listening.
Then at some point it begins to be the question of, what's the point of talking to you?
Exactly.
Wow. Sorry guys. You keep digging this hole yourself.
Yes.
You keep
Like I
putting
don't
us in that
understand why they.
position.
I, I don't understand why they can't understand the concept that we are just fine without ourselves, without them. Did you watch Princella last night with the rabbi?
No, but I heard about it. We said we were going to review it probably tomorrow. I'll
Girl,
be at work, but I'll be in and out on the stream listening because I'll be at work. But yeah, I want to, because he said it was lining up to what she was saying.
that old man. Listen, he.
I mean, you can't be mad at the culture. That's what I wanted to say earlier to whenever we were talking to the the what's it called, the TJ dude and that Crimson dude. Like some of the stuff that she's saying is lining up with what some of the stuff that other people are, how other people are living, other cultures, bless you, is
Thank you.
lining up to what she's saying. And she's saying that other and she's saying that she said that in one of her videos that these other cultures have a different standard of operating procedure. They operate altogether
Ooh,
differently. So bless you again.
thank you.
So I mean, we're the only ones that worry about. I've had boyfriends, I've had guys that weren't worried about the guy before. You know, I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that other cultures don't do that. Okay, so don't nobody come shoot me through the YouTube. But it's not. Apparently the people that have dated out other cultures say that that's not on paramount on their concerns. You know, when they're dating, they're not worried about what the last guy did and you know, with the previous person. And then they also don't have this baby mama issues that we have. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have previous relationships and, you know, they don't have imbalances that we have. So something's maybe the rabbi is right, but he was lining up with Prince Ella, which makes Prince Ella right.
It's the men that's making it so complicated.
I
That's just
think
my
so too
opinion. But I really
sometimes.
believe that they're the ones that are making this complicated.
Even talking to them sometimes you don't get a straight response or a straight answer like with that dude earlier. Like you couldn't get it. It happens all the time on the panels where the guys will not. Some of these guys will not give a straight yes, or they'll give a yes but or a yes and, which
And
is
they
fine,
always
but
go to worst
answer the
case
question.
scenario.
Hmm. And then or they throw a scenario out that has nothing to do, that's so abstract from what we're talking about. What, like compare it, and it's crazy because then that means your life experiences. Nowhere in your life experiences, and no one that you know has had any of the experiences that you can relate to. That were, So if someone's talking about baby daddies, and that's why I had an issue with Dark Lake at that time on the panel because we were talking about parenting and talking about children and people parenting and what the variations and make in the quality of children nowadays. And we don't have kids. I don't have kids, and he doesn't have kids. So I just felt like it's unfair to even chime in on the parenting from a parenting perspective. All you can chime in on about is what you see on the outside. And if you've never been a babysitter and you've never been a child care provider, you've never physically directly taken care of a child, which we already established that most men haven't had that. Most men don't have kids in their custody. Most men don't babysit. Most men don't take care of kids just by themselves, chilling with the baby on. That's you'll find that's something that women will do. It's more
Right.
indicative of a woman. So to have a conversation about you, I can't have a conversation with you, Marcy, about raising children when I've never raised a child I never birthed a child or raised a child. If you're telling me that, oh, if I tell you, Marcy, you know what, I have a foster child, then we could talk child rearing at
Right.
that point. But for the most part, I don't have any kids right now, and he doesn't have any kids right now, so I felt it was just kind of inappropriate to chime in on a bunch of parents talking about issues that relate to parenting and relate to people having children and what you wouldn't do on extreme cases for your kids because I'm never gonna feel that adrenaline unless I have a child and something happens with my child and I have to go, I feel that adrenaline. So I felt it was
Mm-hmm.
unfair for him to like, you're never gonna feel what it feels like to be a father right now because you don't have kids. You're not feeling what these parents are feeling when you say, well, a person, well, why don't they just get a job and, feed their kids? We don't have
Right.
kids, so we don't know how that feels to be tossed in between that decision of how much money you have in your pocket and you got to feed a whole child and yourself and keep the lights on to make sure this kid is warm and has clothes on his back. We don't know how that feels to have to
Do
be in
you?
that predicament.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, no.
Do you remember when Gently said that her ex-husband didn't even have space for his children? You remember that?
No, oh no, when he had to go.
I can't remember who was on the panel that day, but she had said that, and I took it and I thought about it. Some men don't fall in love with their kids. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
like yeah, they don't have a yeah.
And so
I miss
they don't
keeper.
emotionally connect to them, you know, like my ex didn't emotionally connect, and I believe it's because they're not boys, and
What do
we
you
got
mean
healthy kids.
they don't connect with the girls?
No, no. Remember I told you last night, he told me, well, they girls, so I believe they should be with their mother. Dude, what if something
Right,
happened?
but you're saying like in general they don't connect with the girls just because
If
of
they
their
don't connect
girls.
with their
They
kids,
only
period. If they don't,
period. Yeah,
I
okay,
know
yeah.
guys who, they have joint custody of their children, and they have a room. They pick them up from school when the mother can't, or if they just decide they want to go pick them up, they're on the list. They know their kids' favorite color, favorite food, all that stuff. She was talking about that, and
Yeah.
it just kind of hit me because I'm just like, well, damn, are they everywhere? Like, are
Yeah.
they everywhere? Are you that selfish? And they love to use that excuse. Well, she won't let me. I'm sorry, Genesis. My girls are 31 and 32. Do you know their
Hmm.
father is still to this day, blaming me for the disconnect? Sir, it is not my job to make sure you have a relationship with your daughter. That's not my job. That's
Right.
your job. Just like I had to tell my
Right.
mother, that is not my job to make sure you have a relationship with your grandchildren. That is your job.
I had to tell my real father that about my sister. And he had a whole nother family, a whole nother, not on my mom, but like he broke up with my mom, divorced my mom. Then he moved on and had a whole nother family. So I have a sister. But asking about her, his excuse was that she won't let him see the grandkids. Well, I'm like, okay, but you're her dad. Like technically you still her dad. Like you're still here. So you can like pull rank and be like, well, those are my grandkids. But his whole thing was, but then I thought about it too. What could a father do to a daughter, or what could a mother,
Exactly.
a parent do to a daughter to where you don't get access to her her children, which is the blessing in her life.
Because that's what I was thinking.
The
What did he do to her to make her not want to have her children around him?
the whole point of having the grandkids and the whole point of you living long enough is so that you can have these grandkids, and the whole point of you raising your children so they can be good people to have more little people. So just for
Exactly.
you not to have access or see them to be in their life. That was the whole point of so you can be there in their life.
And I don't know what I would do if I didn't know my He doesn't. Here, the sad part is, Genesis, he's never even met the grandkids. Never
Wow,
met
that's
the
not
grandkids.
cool. That's not
And
cool, man. That's
so,
not cool.
you have to think about, like, this old lady told me, you have to be nice to your kids, because if you don't, they will throw your ass in a home.
That's in the Bible, but people like to take that scripture and like earlier with old boy, they want to go ahead and pull and have a Bible reference or a biblical reference. But it does say it's that scripture that says honor thy mother thy father for your days live long, and then it's like a comma I guess, and it's like a pause,
It is.
and then it tells you also for you not to test your kids, for they don't anger your children, don't intentionally do that to your kids, because they're gonna end up they're the ones that got to take care of you. Pretty much, that's what the scripture is saying. They're the
So
ones
I'm
who got to be. So why would you? I don't know. These people,
and
I
he's
don't
having
know.
all
I don't
kinds of
have
health
kids.
issues right now. And this wife of his, now, Genesis, I'm not jealous by any stretch, because a long time ago I accepted that you're not supposed to be with me forever. It wasn't in the cards, because like I said,
Right.
he was a selfish dude, and he still is. And so this wife he has now, when she, because I'm thinking, what type, excuse my French, but I'm like, what type of bitch are you to where you would marry somebody who does not mess with their kids? What type of woman are you?
Yeah, that would be a big question, a big red flag, and a big question, because I don't. Because listen, I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking. Like that's like one of the most important features of your life. I was talking. I think y'all don't know if he was there last time. I said I was talking to a dude for almost 3 4 months, and he never mentioned his kids. Just
Wow.
imagine why would you never say anything about the children? No, even to say that, even if you preferenced it and said, "Listen, these are my foundation, this is my ground rules, these are my boundaries with my kids." I could see if that he was if your situation, if he's saying, "Look, I don't want to integrate the children right away. I want to kind of make a smooth, slower transition." But when the transition never happens, or you never integrate them, it makes a bit it looks it makes me look at that person like, why are you hiding this, or
Right.
why are you so separate from a whole child that has nothing to these kids have no idea what's going on between you and these adults, what they're suffering, but yet we want to worry about the youth and don't know what's wrong with them, but we can't help them because we don't want to deal with the kids because what.
Like I said, the men are the ones that's making it complicated. Because I'm like, since when do we start shitting on single mothers?
They Girl, that's another thing too. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a mom, so I don't, but I just don't understand it both ways. I don't understand the mothers that mess up on the guys that do want to be good, and then it messes up the whole perspective for the guys who are being good, because now you see only the bad dads, and the same thing for the
Right.
moms. It's
I've
it's
had,
it's it's
go ahead, I'm
bad.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I've had the fortune to meet several fathers, and you wild horses can't keep them away from their kids.
Hmm.
Wild horses. I'm like, man, how come I couldn't have kids with you?
Well, that's because it's crazy because you get you get the bad apples of the bunch. There's not enough of them. There's
And
not
I get
enough
tired of
good
that.
the dads that want to take care of their kids on purpose.
Yeah. And I get tired of that. You chose wrong mess. No, the representative showed up. That's what happened. Why can't
Didn't
we
we already
acknowledge that?
establish that? We established that earlier when we saw on Sharon's panel that it's the rep. Okay, so if the representative, when Dr. Lake was saying, you want to put your best foot forward, but your best foot forward is this persona, right? Just like he said, so say you meet somebody off of YouTube, your name isn't really your name on YouTube, so your name is in the persona of something. It's a pretend version of you, or another your alter ego. And then when they get to hang out with you, so what if they're attracted to this image that they see on YouTube because it's so different from who you are? Then
It,
when they meet you, they're gonna be like, Miss Marcy, girl, bye. You ain't even nothing like you are on this YouTube. Girl, bye. You ain't even Marcy D. I
I'm
don't know
too
who that
old to
is.
fake it. You know what I mean? I don't care if nobody likes me. I know who I am. I know I'm a decent person. I have empathy for others. I, I'm just the kind of person, I want to see everybody happy and get whatever it is they want. I want everybody to have all the love and laughter and everything that their heart and hands can hold. You know, so I don't. It's
That's so tiring. Who got time to keep up? Do they understand at this point that you got to keep up with the lie. You got to keep up with whatever the hell you said. So I understand what Sharon was saying. Sharon was just saying, why not just be yourself from the beginning? But the problem is, people don't make you comfortable being yourself. So you
nope.
got to put this pretend person in front to kind of test and see if it's like a shield, like to see if it's okay. But then I get it, because what if you end up liking the shield? You can't keep up the shield.
Exactly. Okay, let me tell you a little story, girl, real quick. So I met this guy at a gas station. He was super cute. I like him tall. He was tall and skinny, but not so skinny that he looked like he was starving, right? So we get to
Oh, not
flirting and
Ethiopian running.
everything, and we hit it off and everything, and it was great. So, and we dibbled and dabbled for a couple of years, whatever. I knew what it was, and it wasn't a big deal to me. So, fast forward to last year, I was at Lowe's and I saw him before he saw me, and I'm like, oh God, he doesn't see me. Damn it, he saw me. So we
Uh-oh.
kind of got to chit chatting again, and one day I was talking to him on the phone, and I was at Walmart, and he was saying the wife, the wife, the wife, and I'm thinking to myself, hmm. I said,
Whose wife? Who wife,
yeah,
sir?
okay. I said, Andre, you keep saying the wife. Are you married? He was like, well, yeah, but I said, I don't play with
Yeah,
me.
but he just said,
Don't play
yeah,
with
but
me. You. I said, so you married this whole time? Well, yeah. I said, I see what you did there. I see what you did there because you knew what type of female I was. And you knew the minute you told me you were
wow.
married, I was going to tell you to go
You was gonna say
take the first
straight
thing
to hell.
smoking to hell. I don't eat off other people's plate.
Wow. See how that is? That's not
And then he kept
fair.
trying to
It's
call
not
me, and
fair
I'm
to
like,
you.
I don't want to talk to you.
That's not fair to you. That's not fair to his wife. That's not fair to we were never ever gonna have anything real. We're never gonna ever have anything because you got that whole thing that the one thing that we're dating for, you already got it with your wife. So we're not gonna ever have anything.
But here's the thing, Jan. He kept asking.
Wow. These
He kept
niggas.
asking me to have anal sex with him, and then after I found out all of this, because I told him no, I got all these toys to play with, and you want to go somewhere you ain't supposed to be? No.
And
So
look,
I got to
they
thinking
said
about it. I'm
those
like,
guys
no
got a
wonder he
problem
kept
anyway.
asking me that, cause you this whole time you knew you was married. You knew you, but what I did,
He trying to get
you
something he
don't.
couldn't get from his wife.
And then we had messed around for like 3 years, and in that interim, Jen, she was pregnant. Cause I got to doing the math and everything. I sat in that car for like an hour doing all these assessments
Right, trying to
and
figure it out. Right. Because you got to
I'm
figure
like,
out wait, you got to figure out what part was I not paying? Where my antennas? Where was my antennas when this shit was going down? I had to
exactly.
sit back and figure it out and be like, and that's the part that niggas don't see because they don't see us going through that moment when we sometimes we might be crying. We might be like, oh my God, I can't believe I let him get away with this. He went all the way this far with it. But we do have those moments of accountability. It's just that we prefer no one to be around most of the time because it's embarrassing because you just be like, damn, I was just a doormat real quick. I was just another piece of ass real quick, you know.
Right. And I mean, he was the same to me, but still, I mean, because I only called him when I wanted, when I wanted to hang out and have a little smoke or whatever.
But you're not trying
Because
to violate nobody what's it called,
exactly.
vows.
Because to me, I feel like that's bad karma. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Because if I
Bad
want a
juju.
relationship, then I mean, what am I supposed to do? Because I put that out
Cause
there, but it
then
was unknowing.
yep.
I couldn't believe
It
it.
don't
I'm like,
matter
and
because as soon as
he
you get somebody you really like and you really want to be with, that's when it's gonna show up.
he was fun. He was fun. Libra man, girl.
Oh, that Libra. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. They something else. Like I said, they cute. Is all get out. Some of them be fine.
Super
Nutty as squirrel
fine.
shit. Mm-mm.
Nutty is not squirrel shit. Full of nuts.
I was like, no, this is this. We can't talk no more. There's nothing for us to talk about, Andre. Nothing. I don't want to be
Not
your
that. That's
friend. Would you be
funny.
your friend?
That too. Hey.
Like, are you serious?
They wouldn't even. Oh, that too. I bet if you ask some of these dumb dudes, would you be your own friend? But you know what? You know what too? The other thing Marcy was Princella. She said if you ask any of these males, these men, especially the men that you're dating with, he said if you ask, she said if you ask them, would you? Oh, she said if you ask them, do they have any friends that they would hook my friends up with? And she said these guys would tell you they ain't got no friends. And then she said some of them would even tell you what kind of friend that why they don't why they wouldn't recommend that friend. And even you
Oh
might know
yeah.
him. You might even know him and be like, why you wouldn't recommend Brandon? And he would tell you,
Right.
hey, Killer Swag, but that's crazy to think that you are the only good guy, or y'all just a crew of niggas that's not even good guys, or
Pack of
you're the
wolves,
only
I
good
call them.
guy. You're the only good guy in your crew. The
You
rest
the
of your
only
crew
one.
is just, yeah, you're the only one that got your head on straight to get do right by his lady, or
Well, you
you
know what
part of
that
the.
is.
Yes, y'all keep each other secrets. Y'all don't tell each other nothing. Y'all always just a bunch of cheaters and fucking around and doing all kind of crazy stuff, but y'all don't say anything about anything because all y'all roll the same way.
Plus,
Birds
they
of a
would be
feather.
some. They would be the type of dudes that would sneak it. Because for one, they know they picked you, so they know you look good, right? So, but they know they boys would know you look good too. So of
See,
course
that's that
they don't
trophy
want
shit.
you to be they don't want you to come around because they don't want them to see you because then some of them will be trying to holler.
See, that's dangerous too. Because I done been there too. I done had a
Me too.
homeboy, a friend's my boyfriend's homeboy, like, listen, told him straight up, listen, I don't know what you plan on doing with her, but if you ain't gonna do it right, I'm just letting you know I'm right over here on the side, waiting for you to drop the ball, sir. But
Hey, killer.
I know Killer Swag is up here. Hey, Killer Swag. Killer Swag, we're talking about relationships, of course, and the whole dynamic between male and female in this big cycle that we keep going in. I know you just came on to see, but we're talking about the fact that guys, men. Oh, you saw it was earlier, but I was at work. Yeah, we're talking about the fact that guys, will generally like keep each other's secrets and not even tell, and could be totally knowing your girlfriend or your wife and watch you cheat like at the club and won't say anything, and how that like they'll totally do that. What's up, Marcy D? He said, "What's up?"
Hey, hey,
You know what I'm
hey.
saying? So, Kelly, you one of those guys that'll sit up and watch your boy cheat on his girl, knowing you know the girl and her mama and his kids and the family. You done been to the barbecue, like you done stood up in this lady's face, like that's crazy. That's crazy.
It is. That's why I said they some of them make it so complicated. You don't have to be single if you don't want to, but if you don't want to work on yourself, if you don't see a problem, cool. But don't get mad because someone else sees you as a big walking red flag or a walking pain in
Mm-mm-mm.
the ass.
A walking pain in the ass, literally. Look at y'all.
Nobody wants
That's
that.
nobody wants the extra headache. But
Mm-mm.
I'm like, I might be. I've been thinking of considering. They've been talking about the whole like how they were saying like you need to just go ahead and have a roster. You need to have 3 or 4 guys, but it seems like the guys can't handle it when you tell them you're like one of 4 that I'm talking to. They can't seem to handle that. But why? When you're cheating on me with someone else, so I'm one of 2 that you're talking to, or 3.
They are
But I'm
such
just letting you
hypocrites.
know. Yeah, I'm letting you know in advance. I'm letting you know. Look, you, sir, are boyfriend number 2. Okay,
Oh, you
I
know why
don't
they
know
don't?
that
You
I'm
know why they
girlfriend
can't
number
handle
2.
it? Because they think that the stuff you do with them is the stuff you do with other
He said
dudes.
that
No,
on Shannon Sharp when he said that with the dude with what's his name, Country Wayne and Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was damn near having a fit because he said, "What you mean?" He said he told Shannon Sharp, he said when she cheat on you, she do stuff with that dude that she don't do with you, and the plus what she do with you. Because she let her guard down with him and just be free. With you, you might judge her because you know her, so she can't let her hair down. So she ain't that freak that you like. But with him, she that whole freak. He damn near lost his mind. He was like, she do stuff with him that she don't do with me. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
understand that. But you can go out and just give it away with coupons and free on Tuesday.
You said coupons not redeemed after 5, free on Tuesday.
But I have to stay. No, I'm human just like you. You know what? I don't. My brothers used to say all the time, "Yeah, see, I couldn't handle a woman like you. You sure couldn't, because you couldn't handle a woman with her own mind. That's too much for you. You want a
They
cute
don't
dummy.
like that.
You want a cute dummy. If I was a man, I need me somebody that's smart enough again to come in out of the rain.
Dang.
No one wants a cute dummy. It's like having a Benz with no motor. It's got all the bells and whistles, but you can't go nowhere in it.
Wait, where is that? I want to see where I have to find it. That clip. It was clipped earlier. I had it on my Instagram. I'm gonna see. I now I gotta look through it.
I guess Nene got went up to Pluto again and went to sleep.
Wait. Wait. I guess it's
I'm
not
gonna have to
this
start
one.
watching Cherry's lives too. I like her. She funny and she real.
See, here we go. Look, let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it'll let you see it because he said it at the right at the beginning.
Who do you think cheat more, men or women?
Can you
Men
see
cheat.
it?
If men knew how much women cheat, they'll
Oh
stop
yeah.
cheating. There's some things in him she'll never do to you.
What? Oh, man.
Oh, you didn't know that?
She did, and I already know what she did to me.
Oh,
She's
she
doing
ain't did
more than
nothing.
him.
What she did to you ain't nothing. Because she more free with him. Yeah.
Oh, Lord, wait.
You see that? He was telling he broke it down. He was like, look now. He damn near lost his mind. He was like, I can't
He's so
believe that. Why
dramatic.
would she? He still, yes, because he's spitting truth. He telling, listen, she not, when she cheats, she ain't doing that. What you thought? You think she just innocent little cute little girl over here? No, sir.
If they only realize that we don't if we cheat, it's really something wrong.
Right.
Because we would rather try to talk to you and work it out and let you know what our issues are. But if when they cheat, we already know what it's about.
And yep, and then they don't we tell them that they say by the time the woman has cheated, she is um emotionally gone at that point.
Pretty
And
much.
I saw that in my last relationship. Like there was a certain point where, and he would be getting mad, and I started seeing all these narcissistic posts and like what a narcissist is and how they like literally will like they get mad because you shut them down or turn them off. But it was a certain point I had nothing else to say. Like, what am I gonna say to you in this point?
And then they'll swear
Oh,
up and
fair
down it
use
just came out of
standpoint.
nowhere.
Okay, yeah.
You
I can
just
put that
all
on
of a
my
sudden
screen.
decided you didn't want to be with them anymore. No, this has been brewing and you know it. I have been telling you and talking to you and asking and talking and asking and sticking it inside there, giving you all kind of hints, everything over. This is a slow moving coup here, bro.
Mm-mm-mm. I don't understand sometimes, and they do make it a lot difficult because sometimes, like I said, it's so hard sometimes to just get a straight answer or a clear anything. Like I'm supposed to just that's the ultimate mind reading, whether they believe it or not. Like we can't just read your mind, sir. You don't know what you're feeling or thinking, considering especially since you guys have a hard time expressing it.
Right. What the hell is stream you are on today? I'm having trouble hearing you, babe.
Can you hear me now? You hear me now?
Um,
Can you hear me now?
it's low on my phone. I'm on my phone. I'm not watching. I don't have it on my TV
Oh, hold on, let me see, because this country rain is
because
playing
I
in the
got my volume
background.
all the way up.
Now, can you hear me? Or might be just
Oh,
talking
that's
low.
better.
Okay, I'm just talking low. All right, so there's my fair use banner. So when I play a video, I can just say fair use. Thank you for saying that. I don't know who told me that. Oh, Killer Swag. You know a lot of stuff about what YouTube, sir. Thank you for telling me that. I sure will put it up there now that I've filled it out. But huh. Oh no, I'm getting tired now. I think I need to go to bed. Oh
Yeah,
Jesus. But it's been a long day. I like these morning panels and
I do
chats.
too. Do you get to check out the ones of Sharon's? I normally just have it playing
Yeah.
in the background in the morning.
Well, sometimes I can't really chime in, especially if I'm at work, but
Mm.
I do I'm in the chat. But however, there I can't if the chat begins, if the show begins to get a little too toxic, I can't do it. Because it's not, I'm not with the whole point of talking over everybody to that point where like I'm listening to Bomb Cherry and they'll just come in and be like, all right, let's go to some super chat. So okay, and then the next person, and she just didn't finish making her point. And then it just goes back and forth to confusion because you still don't know what she was talking about. So now when it's her turn, she had to pick up where she got damn left off, which we're not even talking about that now.
I hate when
trying
they
to
do
move
her
on to the
like
next
that because
subject.
I really want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, she's very wise. I like her little voice.
Yeah, because I think she and I are the same age.
She said they call her fat, but she just stacked.
Ain't nothing wrong with Bomb Cherry. Hell, her husband don't think nothing wrong, so their opinion don't mean nothing.
Yep. And they did go to her once they saw her that one post. They did go to her YouTube page and just flood it. Like it was all them same people that was on the damn chat in the panels, all up in her YouTube. All up in her Instagram, checking on her page. They was trifling like hound dogs, like in a cartoon when his mouth fall down and his tongue fall out.
Wow. That doesn't surprise me.
It was all over it. And she showed it too, but then it was like that day that they posted. I think Daryl went and pulled up her Instagram. Oh my God, it was like while she was on the chat, people was coming over she was getting notifications.
Wow.
Because they was already at her page looking at her stuff. But to answer the question, I'm not a guy who would be cool with someone I know who would be cheating on his girl and I know her personally.
Killer, you're a unicorn, darling.
Right, because these guys out here won't say nothing. And we've seen them not say nothing. We've seen them cock block for their homeboys and go to the bathroom and all that stuff. Knowing we saw you walk in the restaurant and the club and sit down and order, and it's your girl's birthday, like, and her parents are here, but you just cheating with the girl over here. Like, we see y'all. But thank you, Killer, because a lot of guys are like, fuck that shit. And there's probably, and a lot of times, you know what? I've had conversations with people who are cheating on this person because the last person cheated, not because that person actually did something to them, but they're just not going to give them a chance because I'm not going to get cheated on again. Well, this person hasn't even done anything to you, and what if it happened to them? So they're not interested in cheating either. Well, what if everybody just went around paying it forward like that? Like, oh, well, Marcy, since she cheated on me, I'm gonna cheat on you.
My thing is, I'm scared of catching something. So if I got a significant other and you decide you want to cheat on me, there will be no more sex with me. You might as well just
I'm scared
take
of catching
over
hands,
because we done.
Mamas, all that.
You ain't exposing me to. You would not be exposing me to anything.
Because people don't know how to act right. You see how it was. They come for the woman, just like we said on that little with the pastor. The woman came for the woman. She didn't come for the pastor who was doing the cheating and knocked you up. She came for the woman, the wife, and the woman was fighting. What you got to fight me for? I didn't cheat on you.
Right? I ain't married to you. That's not. I'm see now. And again, if you cheat on me, I'm coming for his head, not yours, because I'm not in a relationship with you. Because he probably lied to you, told you I was crazy, and told you that I was this and that and this and that.
How you got a whole baby by you the pastor? We supposed to follow you, the ultimate leader.
You're the biggest pimps, girl. Pimps in the pulpit.
You can't follow the church men. You can't follow the street men. You can't follow the blue pill. You can't follow the red pills. You can't follow none of the pills. Who are you supposed to? And these are leaders who are supposed to. Oh, what do you say? Oh,
the hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor said he wants the body.
Yeah, look, I was on Venus show one day and I had to tell them because we were talking about the church that day, and I had to tell them, listen, I remember the pastor praying for my health and his face was in my bosom.
Oh,
You know, when you go to church in your summer dress and he grab your hands and say, bow your heads and pray. And he said he wanted to speak to my heart. And so he put his face right on my chest.
yeah.
Marcy,
Hound dog.
he put his face right on my chest, right here, while he held my hands and said, bow your head. Like this.
No. God is not right there in my cleavage, sir.
That's where he found the Lord. The Lord, he was speaking to my heart, like Yolanda Adams said, speak to my heart. He was talking directly. He said, I need to talk directly to your heart so that the vibrations of my words can go penetrate through your chest.
Oh, come. He did not.
Marcy, I'm telling you, the man said he wanted to speak to my heart. He was praying for me outside the church. I went to Wednesday Bible study. I was walking to my car. And he was like, sister, let me pray for you. Of course, in the summertime, you know, you wear your little,
Yeah.
your little maxi dresses, your little summer dresses, especially on a Wednesday night and it's hot.
Right.
Yep. I had my little summer dress and my little maxi dress. It was church appropriate, but however, he said, I need to pray for you, honey. And you going through stuff. I had been crying in church. Like I had a legit reason to pray with the pastor.
Right.
But his reason was, let me just talk to your spirit through your chest, literally. And put his face right here, right on my little black woman is God sign.
Wow.
Girl, you ain't safe nowhere with these ninjas.
Can you be any more obvious?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And he ended up being like the church perv because that ended up coming out later. But I was like, dang, he just, ugh. Now, what you say,
You're
Killer?
crazy. Bill said, Pastor said he wants the body.
Mm-hmm. He said, I want to pray for your whole body, Lord Jesus. Dang, none of y'all are safe. Y'all all niggers.
Right.
Y'all all bandits.
All of them. Old bandits, Christian bandits, married bandits, single bandits. You see, even the gay man is like, what? I need to be single.
Bandits with babies.
Ugh.
Bandits with baby mamas. Girl, it ain't safe on nothing. You can't be a side piece because the side piece is winning, but they're losing because they never gonna get the guy. And then they get labeled as a side piece. So it's like you can't win with that.
The only reason that to me, the reason they're not winning is because, okay, so say you get the man. Aren't you worried that he might cheat on you?
Yeah, he's going to cheat on you the same way you got him, is the same way you're gonna lose him.
You better say it. That's what the old ladies used to tell us.
Dang, y'all, this is so crazy. Like, who do you go to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who do we run? Who do I run to?
Our
Who
friends.
do we run to?
Our friends.
But then these friends, who the friends?
Well, now you have to find
Some of these
like-minded
bitches
people.
be jealous, Marcy. They don't want you to be cute. You can't be cute. You know, your friend. Remember back in the day, your friend. You used to tell your people like you got tissue stuck on the bottom of your shoe when you come out the restroom. Girl, these hoes will let you walk around the whole club and be like, look at that bitch with tissue on her shoe. When you were standing in the rest with me right next to me, washing your hands, I'm like, oh, your dress is pretty. And saw me walk out the restroom with tissue on my shoe and won't say nothing because you think that I think I'm cuter than you.
Right.
Just because you think I'm cute. And you think I think that about myself. You mad at my self-confidence and what I think about myself, that you ain't going to tell me that I got tissue stuck to my shoe.
Right. I got a friend that's like that. She's so male-centered. She cares what other people think. I said, bitch, we are 54 years old. Why are you still caring about what people think?
I believe that they said that when I was younger, they was like in your 20s, you trying to figure things out. In your 30s, you starting to figure things out. In your 40s, you on the other side of you got a plan of and you got to figure it out. And when you in your 50s, you on the other you living to figure out. You living it already. You done figured it out and now you living it. So you're really not really getting to live until your 40s and your 50s, really.
Mm-hmm.
So. And that's
It's
true
true.
what it was saying. And they was not trying to listen to that these older men want younger girls. So which
They can have
means,
them.
but the older women got to choose from the younger men then, because the younger men ain't with the younger girls because they with the old men.
But look, the billionaires are the billionaires. So we don't want the young ones. We want the ones in the 40s and 50s.
Right now, the
We don't do
billionaires are
young
saying
girls.
that. Yep. Well, girl, maybe I need to go find me a billionaire because that's all that's gonna give
Okay,
me the attention. Because they don't
exactly.
want the young girls. All right, mission Operation Billionaire,
You better say it.
because Operation Billionaire million. We even set up for a millionaire. I'll set up for a
Mm-hmm.
10,000 there at this point. A
Yeah,
hundred thousand
they,
there.
they, they don't want the young girls. They like, they're not stable enough. Their mind ain't stable enough. They don't.
Right. Yep.
They're like, no.
They don't. Yep.
You,
That's
you,
good. Leave them for us, because some of these women, I can't even have a conversation with some of these dudes because their pants too tight and they don't talk up. They don't say it from their chest. Like,
right.
I can't. What am I gonna do with 23? Besides babysit him.
Uh, My thing is,
Like,
son, you're 4 years old. Go do your homework, comb your hair, and clean your room. I'm old enough to be your
that
mother.
comb your hair is funny.
And pull
Comb
your
your hair.
damn pants up.
Why? Why would you pull your pants up? Because you want to let the world know that you want to meet up with Felice Johnson? Because that's what that means in his language.
Yeah,
You
that's where
speaking
it all.
Felice,
That's where it came from.
but they don't want to. They don't want to hear that either. They don't want to hear that either. You're sagging. You know what that means. They don't want to hear that. Oh no, that's what. No, that's exactly what every man who's in prison who knows what that means is thinking the same thing. They know what that means. It doesn't change that. What the fuck is wrong with these guys?
Right. And my question is, baby, how do you run from the cops?
We joke all the time because you can't run if your pants has fallen down. I just want to know, Marcy, why they so tight? Why me and both of our pants is tight?
I
Why we both
swear
got
that
booty
is not
goals?
cute to me. What happened to a nice pair of seven from All Mankind that fit but not tight? Men in skinny jeans is just that's an abomination.
I was never supposed to see the real shape of your legs, sir. It's the pants that you wear. It's the bagginess in the pants that give you the shape of your legs. Because little do you understand, sirs, out here in this world, with the two people that's watching, that when you are skinny and bow-legged, and you wear, and even though we love the little bow-legged, we love the little gap, we love the little man walking. What we know, you got a big old hoo-hoo between your legs because you got to walk like it, because you got to give your hoo-hoo room to swing. Yeah, we know you got a big dick when you're walking like that, but it does not look the same when your pants are super tight.
Mm-mm.
It just looks like it looks like you want to. It looks like you want the other people's attention, not ours.
Right,
So
right. It's like,
no, we don't love dudes in skinny jeans, killer swag. That's exactly what we're saying. That these two women these days, these two women right here, we
yeah,
don't
we
like
don't
the
do
dudes
the
in the
skinny
skinny.
jeans.
No, that's stupid. Like, both of us can't be walking around with leggings on and skinny jeans on, and girl, they look like leggings. Some of them,
And it's just
they
not
look like
cute.
it's not attractive. And that sexy look that you guys have in men's pants, when you're wearing men's pants, doesn't happen when you're wearing skinny jeans. It only happens when you're
Mm-mm.
wearing bigger pants that give you a little room. Even if you wore fitted jeans but had the bagginess to
Yes.
it, but not the skinny where I can't. You can I can see everything. I see the shape of your phone. I can see I can see your Carmex tube in your pocket. I can see everything. I can see all of it.
I can see
So
your keys.
I can I can see what you had for breakfast this morning. I can see what you're thinking about. I can see what you dreamed about last night. That's how tight your pants are. I can see your memories,
These killer
thoughts.
swag say y'all are unicorns. And I listen. If I could see a man in a suit, who we?
Because what was that? It's not even, y'all don't understand that too when that happens. When y'all dress up, and it's unfortunate, but when you guys dress up to go to an interview or go to a funeral, hunty, Let me tell you, if
Listen.
y'all don't even understand the act right, y'all would get if y'all would just play your cards right, come back with that funeral suit on. Like, I'm so sorry your homeboy got shot, but I need you to take that off because I'm about to jump you in
Because you're looking
5
real
minutes.
right about now, sir.
Exactly. We're gonna have a moment of silence before we have a moment of not silence.
Okay.
You be like, ooh, dang, Jerome is gone. Okay, I'll meet you in the bedroom. Dang. Dang, he
Can
was
I
nice. We
untie
love
that tie? I
Jerome.
know. Don't worry. I know how to
Right.
tie it back.
Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Right. Dang, I'm so sad. I'm so sorry about Tyrone. We're gonna miss him. All right, baby. I'll meet you in the bedroom. Bye.
Right.
They don't know. So Marcy, you gotta come to the show. I'm gonna do a whole thing where like it's just I just like I said, I just wanna, like we're doing now, like really just say some good, great things
Yeah.
about guys. Because sometimes they don't understand it. Like they don't understand we like y'all big old hands grabbing our butt. We like when y'all come in from cutting the grass. They don't understand stuff like that.
Woo.
They don't
Woo.
understand that. So
Woo.
but they just think it's all women, baby mamas, and everybody out to. No, it's not the case. That's not.
No,
We
it's some
miss that
grown
stuff
ass
about
women
y'all,
out here, and we do real things, and we like real things because the quiet as it's kept, black men look the best naked.
girl. Y'all gonna make me go watch a movie so I can see what's that movie where when Sanaa left a minute and she had, I think, was it Idris Elba was the maintenance person, whatever, who was coming over and fixing on the house or with a gardener or something. Girl, the gardener. A painter. I don't, at any point, it can be anything.
Yeah.
But these guys don't understand. We don't hate them. We just don't want them to act right. But they don't want to act right.
And it's not that hard.
She said it's not that hard.
It's not.
Sheesh. They make it very difficult. Hey, Sub Nation. Women nowadays want, no, we don't love this. What you got the skeleton for? Yeah, I guess we are unicorns. I think you know what too. I used to be like, more like thinking of the guy first too, but not got like male center like that. But I used to think like, guys deserve like a fair shake on stuff too. So I would try to think of from their men from their perspective. But over time, honey, these guys got dumber and dumber about shit and more and more
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. So I don't know where they're coming
Yeah.
from now.
That's why I
I used
said
to feel bad
patriarchy
for
hurts
them.
everybody.
Yeah, I used to feel bad for them. I used to feel bad for the single fathers, and I used to feel bad for when girls would be treating guys like they're dumb, mistreating them and stuff. Because I had friends like that too. That was like, girl, fuck these men. They don't got no feelings. But then now they're incapable of love, said Princella. So maybe she was right.
I mean, all they have to do is see if you go. That's just like when they play football, and they watch the other teams reels and stuff. It's just like that. Like none of these men can refute any of her points because they don't read her material. When she went on Fresh and Fit, girl, she read Myron's book because
Hello?
she said that was her mission.
Yep. And
She
said she
read his
got
book.
bored and had to put it down and to finish reading it because she got bored. They call her auntie with that wig on, Princess. Now I just want to know. I know she be having some pretty wigs, but I just be want to know: can somebody put her wig on for her? Like I don't know. I just be like, Princella, turn the wig, pull it over. You be in the mirror like, move it this way, Princella. Turn it this. Put the part on that side, cause girl, I'd be like, somebody get her. Now, they said be Taylor, or maybe she got a makeup artist at this point, or somebody doing her makeup. Her face is real pretty. But
Mm-hmm.
I just be wanting that wig to be, I'd be like, who put that girl, move that part all the way to the middle. Put it
Right,
all the way
move it
to the
over just a
side.
skosh.
Just a skosh, right. And then take that hairband off. Take that hairband off and let that hair fall. And when she get her face all done up and her hair all popping, she's really
I like
very
her
pretty. I
hat
can
and
see.
swag. I like her hat and jersey swag though.
Yeah, and she's really, really pretty, and just in general, like she's not.
Mm-hmm.
She that I don't appreciate them people saying like she looks like a man, because she doesn't look like a man. She looks like a
At all.
little.
I dress like that, Jen.
Yeah, see, that's not fair. That's not. That should see. Just because you don't like what she's saying, you're gonna call her a man, call her man seller. Hey,
Well, don't be
sir. Some
jealous if she more man than you.
Well, she is. That's why I said. I said I was down. I said man seller too, because I was like, sir. But when she started kicking it, and when she talks to the guys, you notice how she got to put a little bass in her voice and get all loud and stuff. Like that's the only way they understand things. That's the only way they
Girl,
understand when someone's trying to tell them something serious.
that video Daryl was playing today. She said, "Oh, you know what? Every time I have tried to speak, I have been interrupted. So you know what? I'm just gonna go on and leave. Sweetie, you can bounce, sir. He slept. She went over that video and he slept most of the time. That's why Daryl said, "Look at Sweetie ass. Nigga, is
Who
you
is the
bored or
Sweeney?
something?" He
What
was
is
asleep.
he? Who is he?
He's a barber, and from what Princella said, his wife owns the shop.
Oh no,
So the minute she decides, you know what? I don't think I need you anymore. He done. Like Daryl said,
no.
you do hair.
You do hair. It's funny. No, his wife owns a shop.
That's
Princella
what
once
Princella said. His wife
again.
run the shop. His wife owns the shop.
Wow.
So you need to humble you. That's a problem. Some of these dudes are not humble. And from what who was that? Kendra G? Leco was on there. Apparently, no, there's this guy named DJ Torch. And he is on YouTube. And I watched a couple of his lives. And he was saying that Leco not only found his father, but he got to talking to him and turned on his own mother. That's why he angry.
Wait, the father turned on the mother, or he turned on his mother
He did
after he talked to his father?
after he talked to his
Hey, Mill
father.
University. Hey, Mew. Hey, thank you for coming over, checking us out, swinging by, hitting the like button, commenting, subscribing, all that, hitting the little notification bell. Thank you. Thank you for coming over. Killer Swags in the building. Um, yeah, girl. Yeah, we up here just talking Mill University.
And we just shoot the
I'm
breeze.
confused on okay, so he met with his dad. He actually did meet with his dad. So he
He
was
actually
not
found
telling
him. Mm-hmm.
he's not he so he and but his but how he tell it, that's not really what happened. He's
Of course
kind
not.
of yeah, he's kind of embellishing some details. So
Remember,
then
he's
he got into it with his dad, but then his dad, well, based on what he got into with his dad, he turned on his mother.
mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
And do you see? I want to know if he sees his children. Because from what I understand, he's divorced and got 2 kids.
What? These niggas be lying. This is why we say that. Y'all be lying. These guys would be lying. So you got this is what we're saying, people, my 4 people that's watching. This is what makes it, we gotta get past this point in the relationship. Before we even have a relationship, we gotta get past the point of who in the hell in the fuck are you? Who are you? And don't tell me no shit. I need your social security number on this piece of paper. I need you to fill out this form with your information so I can run a background check, because who in the hell are you?
Right. It's like, be who
Mm-mm-mm.
you are. Whoever that is. Be the best you can be.
That's what we were saying earlier. Like, just go ahead and be that. I'm not saying be totally transparent to be like, okay, you know what? Hey, my name is Marcy D, and I'm 54 years old, and this is what I am. Because, okay, so because of what we were saying with MJ's stream about the empaths, there are people out there that will take that and say, well, dang, she's in her 50s. She probably doesn't want to be alone. Let me say everything I need to say to her to make her feel like she's safe with me, just so I can fuck around and be on some dumb shit, because I'm really not intending on being anything to her. But I see I'm an abuser. I'm an abuser. I'm an empath that takes advantage of people. That makes me feel good. So of course she's gonna be all these great things to me, because she thinks I really care about her and love her when I'm just passing through. Like, book, you know what I'm saying? Because you might that's a risk you run running into that kind of person.
And that's
You
why I
know,
don't
that's
mind
fucked
being
up.
single because I don't have to worry about that. We
Yeah,
can
because
hang
that's
out, go
fucked up.
have coffee or whatever, but that's it. I'm not even sure I want to be in a relationship because Priscilla said relationships are for bums. And I don't know how many dudes can handle being a partner with me because I'm like a corporation. I'm the CEO, the CFO, the COO. I do all of it.
Right. I wanted to get her book. I think I might just, I don't know. I was thinking
It's on
about, I want to
Amazon.
see the 48, what is it called? The 41 Shades of Men?
Mm-hmm.
Because that
But
might explain a
I
lot.
even I went as far as to download some of the books she read. Like I got the Napoleon Hill book. I found the
Now
Patent
that
on
one,
Leadership and the 48 Laws of Power. And
I
one
don't
of the
know.
laws of power is to know your opponent, know who you going up against. So in case you need to find their weaknesses, you learn all that. Learn your opponent.
Right. Yes.
Which is why when she was talking, she said, Myron, I read your book. I read your book. And none of the men you talk about don't even look like you. Oh, you should have seen him squirming in that chair.
But how the fucking dare you name why women deserve less?
Yes.
These men, god damn, they
And most
got
of them don't
balls
even
out
they are
here.
single as a dollar bill. What are you
Inselling.
doing?
You borderline incel. They think they take that incel shit for joke. These niggas, these guys out here are voluntarily becoming celibate because there's no chance on earth right now they're gonna get a voluntarily piece of a vagina.
And that's simply
Because
because they
there's
don't want to be better people.
yes, because you're so into your man shit that you just can't even buckle, you can't even just double down on, you know what, it's time to stop. It's time to stop living next door to the dude that beat the shit out of his girlfriend and don't say shit because it ain't you. Y'all, you and your girl good. You know, it's not okay for us. Like you see this shit go all around. Like it's not okay to be a deadbeat dad and you chilling with your homeboy and you know he got kids, but y'all smoking. He got the new
Right.
J's on. But you ain't saying shit because it ain't you. Like it's time out for some of that shit, you know? Cause y'all, that's some man. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe.
It's not. So I'm cool with being single. I really am because I don't have to worry about any of that. And I'm not looking either. If it happens, it happens. But otherwise, I'm in the meantime. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna chill and be me and do me. I got a house full of plants over here, girl. I got stuff to do. I have
Yeah, it's
grandchildren.
always stuff to do.
It's always something to do.
Aw.
I'm a voracious reader. That's all I ever did as a kid. And on up, I love to read. It's like crack to me.
Look at this is one of my favorite tests ever. Is this Terrence?
Oh, suck it now.
I hope it's Terrence. Don't
Is he
cornball
gonna
me.
read the
Um,
dictionary to us, the encyclopedia, the TV
girl,
guide,
right. Terrence,
Hallmark
is it
card,
you?
business card?
Hi, there's Terrence. Terrence, you gotta say, hey, the black woman, this guy.
Good evening, y'all. How y'all doing today?
Hey, Terrence.
I'm sorry, Terrence. We're wonderful. How are you? Thanks for joining. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me on my late night.
Almost deaf.
Yes. Oh,
Terrence,
since
you
I
got
got
plants
both you
too.
guys here. Terrence, you got plants.
Oh yeah, I want to build out a nice little hydroponic plant like different fruits and vegetables, but that's gonna take a little
I
bit of
know,
time.
Mew.
hmm
I know, Mew. Their voice. Terrence, we listen. If you do not check on how to do voiceover work, this is your assignment from Simp Nation for the 2024. By the end of this year, we need to be down. We need to be if you do an audio book or something, you need to be on go on Fiverr because a lot of people on Fiverr need voiceover work for their for the training videos and for like their commercials on their podcast. Because dude, you got a gift there.
To Fiverr.
Yeah, Fiverr.com. Hey y'all, look at my second Cash App ever. for my show. Thank you. I'm gonna show that it is Miss University. Thank you, Miss University. Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, Terrence, you check out Fiverr.com. That's one of the sources that I know of. I mean, but I'm pretty sure if you dig down that rabbit hole, you'll find like a lot of offers for what you've got.
I'm gonna definitely have to look into that. Thank you.
I look forward to hearing you on Sirius XM, Terrence.
You know, because
Oh, that's promotion.
listen, Terrence, I'm not playing with you because as soon as I figure out how to make this commercial, you are going to be announcing it. Thank you very much for your services. I already got you a job. You're employed by Simp Nation. So
There we go.
That's already happening.
What's the overview of the commercial?
I don't know yet. That's why I'm working on it. So I'm just letting you know. I'm putting stuff together. So if I just find you and hit you up, like, listen, we need your voice to say these words because you just lay it on the track and then da 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 da. There you go. But yeah, I'm working on it. So, but I don't know if you saw my tagline. We were talking about earlier. What was that guy's name that came over? TJ. The what's it called? Network.
RBN.
The RBN, right? So earlier we was talking, and RBN came through. Do you know who that is, Terrence?
Say that again.
Do you know who RBN is?
No, I don't.
So the Real
Good.
Bravado something.
The Real Bravado Network. So I didn't know who he is either. So we're all in the brand new, like, I don't know who he is. So one of the things that we were talking about, because we were talking about, it came to the subject of submission. I don't know if you were watching earlier. And he did say that submission, we might be like, what they conflating or confusing submission with subjugation. So, I'm Queen vocabulary over here. So I looked up subjugation, and subjugation was not nice, right? Do we know what that is, Terrence?
Yeah, I'm actually pulling it up right now. Forced by control.
Right. So he's saying that women here, he was basically saying that when men say submission, women hear subjugation.
And I think that's fair, right? Because what in essence defines that word, the actions that are used to being seen. So if
That's what I said.
yeah,
Go ahead. That's what I said. Go ahead.
I think that's exactly what it is. It's like if my experience is hearing, oh, women need to be submissive, yet everybody I've encountered is controlling, trying to force me to do something I don't want to do, then this is how submission is defined. So irregardless of subjugation versus submission, it makes no difference if the actions are showing control
Otherwise,
through force.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Control through force. So that was just strange to me to think that in conversations with everybody, because I encountered this with Fatty, and I probably do it. I don't even know, we don't know if we do it, but those of the people that express themselves using words and that don't know the actual definition of the words they're using, then they're probably sending out the wrong messages or actually getting their messages confused, right? So a couple days ago, back on one of my shows, one of my first show, Fatty stopped through and he had the word reciprocity. He kept saying, he said a reciprocity with such conviction that we were like, okay, are you sure you know what you're saying? But that was when we found out that he meant karma. I flipped out because Terrence, you have an extensive vocabulary. You know that karma and reciprocity are two different drastic things, right? Completely
different.
opposite directions, right? But just realizing that talking to him, he already had a one strike against him because he had a language barrier just by default. English was his second language. But then it made me start thinking even more so, listening to what these people are saying on these panels for the last couple of days, that there's a lot of people that use words that they're not sure what the definition is, and then they use it because they heard it, or they think it applies, or they think it sounds like it's supposed to fit in this sentence when it's not that. So a couple times since that fatty situation, we've encountered that where a person, they're saying something and the word that they use is holding a lot of weight, or is more powerful than what they think they're saying, and that's why the reaction or the retaliation or the consequence that they're experiencing is because of what they just said, and they had no idea what they said because they don't know about their vocabulary is limited, and they don't know what they're saying. They're just repeating rhetoric, and they're just saying words because they hear them without actually knowing what the hell they're saying. So I'm finding that to be a common thread because, I'm pretty sure that's what he meant to say. And if he's saying that as of right now, when a woman has a conversation with a man about submission, in her mind, she's thinking, what's the definition? Subjugation. She's thinking that. That's strong, dude. Doesn't matter what you say to me, Terrence. You could be trying to tell me how to submit in the best way for our relationship to be prosperous and successful, but all I hear is, what's the definition?
Right.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's what I said, Terrence.
So what do you take? So with that understanding, how does that relate to day-to-day life? What's the impact?
Because you're probably, if you're thinking that, if some people don't realize it, right? Because they don't know what subjugation means. They just let it fly off the top of their head. They don't know what it actually means. So they're still stuck on submission, but the way it is. But just in everyday life, if you literally are thinking that this person that I'm submitting to wants to ultimately control me, that's the whole point of the submission.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to have some struggles in life, just in general, just with friendships, just with relationships, maybe even working, because you're thinking that the man at work is trying to get over on you and make you control you, make you do all the dumb work when it's actually a job description. You're thinking that the guy that may actually be sincere and not trying to control you is trying to control you, because in your mind, you're thinking subjugation. That's a strong statement that he made. And women, if that's true, then, and I said it from my experience, Terrence, because everybody knows at this point that I have had an abusive situation if they haven't been paying attention to these live streams. So in my mind, that's confusing as well, because I'm being struck under the auspice of submission. But so the subjugation was actually you. Yeah, you did force me. You did hurt me to make but it's under the words of you need to submit. This is submission.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Based on that definition, that's not what I experienced. So it can be probably a blurred line.
True.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so let's say we was in class right now and I'm a student, right? What would submission look like from a woman?
It's supposed to be, or from a person, it's supposed to be willful, because the other thing that they keep willing to keep drilling on, they keep making it one-sided, one gender. But then try to implement a moral foundation. So you can't teach submission from just a woman in that type of setting. You're teaching it from everybody, because you submit on the football field to the coach because you got to do what he says or you're not gonna play. But you got to do exactly what he says for y'all to play and for the play to work and for y'all to get the goal. You can't fight it. So you have to submit. But submit was willingly, and it's for the purpose of everyone's edification and everyone being successfure.
Yeah, and
I would submit at work for us all to get money and get paid today.
Exactly.
Right. And I think that's where leadership really comes.
I was just gonna say that, Terrence.
Right.
That's why he's here, because he comes through with the knowledge nuggets.
Because I feel like if you can get somebody to say, I never thought about it like that. Let's try that. I mean, there is no I in team, but there is a me,
But what he's saying, a true leader doesn't have to persuade you. They can just influence. And then once again, back to the vocabulary words, the definition of subjugate was to force, right? It's more than persuade. Persuade is a gentle think of it like this, or you smell the cinnamon, just go ahead and try the cookies. I can persuade you because you already have the cinnamon in your smell in your nose and it smells delicious. But to force you is eat this damn cookie,
Like a
Right.
dictator.
Right. But if I lead you right, if I'm a good leader, then you're coming over there eating cookies with me, and you don't even know why if you like these cookies. You're just doing it
Right.
because I'm doing it because I'm leading you. You have faith in me. So let's see how that's 3 different fucking scenarios.
Mhm.
That's crazy to mix them up and to gaslight you like, no, baby, 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 no, baby, 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 nigga. I'm coming with you because I want to. I'm following you. But in a minute, I'm gonna turn my map quest on and go my own fucking direction and get home still.
Turn on that GPS.
You know, while you walking in circles, just because you want to be followed. You got a follower, your shadow. You have a permanent follower. You're always gonna be
Right.
with
Mm.
you. Your
That's
shadow
deep.
is always with you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need me. You got the shadow go everywhere with you, be with you for the rest of your life. You don't need me.
That's deep. It's crazy because I'm assuming you talking about like when the sun hits your body, you got a shadow that casts behind you, right? Is that what you're
Yes.
referring to?
Yes. You
Okay,
have
I'm
somebody
thinking
with you.
from a psychological standpoint.
I
But
was thinking I'm on both ways, but I'm literally like I have to say that because people are gonna be like, "What do you mean?"
yeah,
You have that's why I say you have a physical shadow with you all the time, everywhere you go. You can't escape it unless you're Peter Pan.
a child forever.
Yes, which we do have Peter Pans. That's why I want Priscilla book because I need to know these 41 flavors of men.
Oh my
Because I had a homosexual. I agree with that. I had a homosexual because this nigga didn't want to. He didn't want to do shit. He wanted to
Wow.
chill. All he wanted to work the minimum. If they said you had to work 39.99 hours, and he gonna leave at 39.99 hours.
Wow.
He want you not paying him past 40. He not working past 40.
Both of those books, actually, I've wanted to get them, but I haven't gotten them yet. I'm going to. But it definitely seems like it'd be something interesting.
Well, we're starting a simp. Well, Terrence, you're already over on the simp side, so don't try to fight it. But we are because he comes over to the simp side a lot. But we're gonna start like a little book club. I suggested that we started for Black History Month. So like everyone can get ready to start it on the first of the month, and then just go from there, and just like everybody read a book, and then the same book I guess, and hang out. So I think that'll be pretty cool, like to actually manifest some real unity instead of being on these panels. Like how y'all say go outside and actually touch people and
grass.
talk to people, touch the grass. So I think that'd be cool. What are you laughing at, Killa? The book club? I think the book club is a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
And just we there's nothing wrong with that if you're laughing at my book club.
I'm actually in the process of writing a book right now.
See?
Got about 9 chapters, and the last chapter is too long, so it may need to turn into a like a second book.
Terrence, you're gonna write a book.
Oh hell yeah!
Are
I
you
got to
You
get
must
these
have a
thoughts
lot of
out.
stuff to say.
I got to get these thoughts out.
Yeah, laughing because the simp side. Yeah, the simp side is that that song in Dreamgirls and they be like step into the front side. That's what I was thinking when I said that.
So what is a
the
simp?
simp side.
What is that? What's a simp?
Well, unpack the simp for you. Well, by definition, because I like words and I like to know what the hell I'm saying, not be like totally stupid all the time, right? But okay, so a simp by definition is supposed to be like the sorry side of a pimp, the sorry side of a boy. So by definition, as a matter of fact, I wrote it down because I want to put it on the back of the shirt. But a simp is what is a simp? A simp. What is a simp? Oh, a simp is a wait. That's not it. That's my other definition for something else. What? I had it. Now you're gonna make me pull it up on my phone.
And Mule says
Oh.
simply like women.
Yeah, but it says it's more like a person who is who does things for women because what does it say? Anyway, I have wrote it
I
in my
pulled it
notes.
up
I
on
can't find it.
yeah,
I was gonna say it's a definition for it, but it says what it says what it is.
Slang dictionary. I've never even seen this before.
So yeah, the
Alright.
Urban Dictionary has a definition, but then there's a regular definition too. What does it say?
Simp is a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive or and submissive to women, especially out of failed hope of women winning some entitled sexual attention or activity for them.
Right. So then the
See,
urban
right.
that was
meaning
so
is
ridiculous.
simp.
Terrence had to laugh.
Right. Okay. So simp in English, it means someone who tries too hard to do what another person wants, especially in a romantic relationship. So the example they give you, I miss loving someone and doing stuff for them, and then someone says you're a big simp. Yeah, because I miss. So women can be in that regards. A woman is a simp in that same space because it's like, but we don't call them simps. We call them something else when the woman has that same emotion. Like I just miss cooking for him. I miss
And I've been a simp all my life.
Exactly. So women can be a simp if that's the case too. If it's just the whole fact that you try too hard to do stuff for another person, especially in a romantic relationship. So, but we have urbanized the definition
That
in
shit sounds crazy
slang.
as hell.
Right. Because it's saying that you're the weak version of this alpha man because this alpha man, he doesn't have to do all that because he's an alpha man. So, ha ha ha. Right.
I
But
think
a
even that
simp,
analogy sound crazy.
you say what?
For the alpha, I think that even sound crazy.
It
Like,
does to me.
Exactly.
I agree, Terrence.
mhm.
I
Because there's no
completely
alpha
agree.
man because alpha applies to the animal species. But when you look up simp in slang, in internet in the slang, it's someone who shows excessive sympathy and attention toward another person, right? So it's just a guy who cares a lot, who is very, very receptive to a woman. And in regards to relationship, it's the guy who is receptive to the woman. He remembers her favorite. So remember that scene in Baby Boy when he was selling the dresses and he was like all being simping to the women. He was like, girls look good on you, and complimentary and just really like attentive to a woman and paying attention. That's the simping that everyone's talking about. Like, Terrence, you're a simp because you actually come over here and have a conversation with women and let us talk to you and respond and think about what we said.
But I think the key in that definition is excessive. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Right.
and doing anything excessively is detrimental to. I mean, water's good for you, but if you drink excessive amounts of water all the time, well, you likely gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm actually getting an understanding of this word, I don't think people should
But
be
the excess
promoting it.
but the excessiveness now is because it's never been taken bad because the guy who crosses the line who becomes a stalker, that's not considered a simp. The
Mhm.
simp is the guy who always when in regards to relationships, the simp will be the guy who will get the girl flowers because they would say, "Why are you doing that, man? You being a simp." Well, he's doing something excessive in comparison to what the men deem is regular and normal, which is damn near next to nothing. Where you have to
Okay.
tell the guy to. So in that regards, the simp has always been looked at as the guy who is going out of his way to make the girl smile. He's the one who the guy who showed up outside the school with the radio saying, "I do love you. I don't know what I was talking about. I do love you." Well, he was a simp and Risky, he was a simp. That was a simp right there, holding the radio up, like playing the rock song, telling her to come to the window, like, I love you, Roxanne. I love you. Rocky was a simp when he was standing outside the house talking about, Adrian, I love you, Adrian. I'm going to do the fight, Adrian. I love you. He was simping right there. Because that's a little too much. That's excessive to some people. When it's really, he's going above and beyond. That's the guy that goes above and beyond, you know, that runs through the rain.
A little excessive.
But it's excessive, but those are the guys who do it.
Like, I couldn't imagine having a radio standing outside somebody's house. Like, I feel like somebody should call the police on me.
Right, but if you know the movie that I'm talking about, where the guy, he was chasing after the girl, and he's the guy from the street, and she's the girl from the rich side of the tracks, which, you know, and how he's too tough to show he loves her when she's like, just show me you love me. And at the end of the movie, he realizes, well, I could have just been showing you I love you all this time instead of being this dumbass tough guy. So he remembered her favorite song, which is being a simp, by remembering our favorite song, and then stood outside of the whole school to let everybody know, I'm not afraid to let you know I love you, and here's our favorite song. And I remember when the whole movie was him being a badass and not showing her that he gave a fuck, when she's like, all you gotta do is show me you give a fuck. When he realized that's what he had to do at the end, when he could have just been a simp from the beginning. But it's too cool to be a simp. He had to be a badass. So you feel me?
What you explain, so what you explaining, from what I understand, is treating somebody like they're a human, and if you desire to be in a relationship with them, then express or put on display that value.
They would say you simping because you holding her hand while y'all standing in line at Ruby Tuesdays to go eat dinner. You simping because you pulled a chair out. Why are you simping? Because you pulled a chair out. Oh, but I thought that was manners and being a gentleman. Nah, you simping, Terrence, because you remembered that she had roses on her desk when you saw her at work, so you bought her fucking roses. You simp.
Mm-hmm.
That is not an insult. My God. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you? Why are you simping?
Yeah.
Because that's how it's always been viewed. It was always the guy who, you know, the girl who would be crying because a basketball player broke her heart and left her outside of school. And then what did Ralph Tresvant pull up and say? You gotta do what you gotta do to break your heart. Because all the New Edition was simps. All the Boys to Men was simps.
Yeah.
Because so Simps was fucking, and Simp was getting the girls. Simps was singing to the women.
I think with a lot of guys, I think it's also dangerous though, and I think this is where a lot of the women might get pushed back. And just looking at both sides of the fence here, a lot of the rhetoric that's going around, or even the younger generation, they're saying women are just fast nowadays. There really is no value in me doing these things that would be considered excessive, right, or simp, because this is what the market's like. And when I hear things like that, I really think that it's coming from a defeated place, but that doesn't take away from that perspective, right? It doesn't take away from that view. So do I think that it's work that needs to be done on both sides in regards to presentability? Yes. Do I think that if a man's claiming leadership, he should present himself in a light that shows and displays those qualities? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they got the game all fucked up on that, thinking that, or you walking through the mall and you decide you want to propose, so you simping like hell because you made sure her friends and family was there so you can propose her in the middle of the mall where you guys met in high school. Or, you know, the guy who stops and plays the piano in the middle of the department store and wants to sing to his girlfriend, he's simping like hell. Hell, Jack was simping on the front of the fucking Titanic for old girl. That's the case because those are the things that people have labeled as simping. Yes, we have said that if it goes too far, when it goes too far, that's the borderline of stalking. But there's a lot of young people, there's a lot of people in our generation, Terrence, where they have been given this bad connotation of this because they want to be nice to the girl that they like, or be nice to women in general. Holding the door, being a gentleman, is all a part of that same connotation that it has a bad name. So it's not a bad thing, but it's just, unfortunately, being a gentleman is now, you know, your boys got to clown you because your tall ass is 6 feet tall and I'm 5'4", and if you hold the door, I literally can walk under your arms. Thank you.
Mhm.
But
Right.
you know, you got to be a simp. Why you holding the door for her? You know, no. And then you're right. On the other side, women had added to the persona by either making fun of the situation. Because remember, the simp is also that guy who asked for you to go to prom in the middle of, in the middle of class, and it wasn't, and everybody laughed at you, and you thought you told him no. So that's how he got to that point where he's a dark lake, or he's a man womanizer. He's on the other side of that. That's how they got there. They got their feelings hurt. But for whatever reason, we've been made it to seem like it's just a bad thing. So in my mind, it's not something bad because I've always known what it was, and I've always been with the simps. I've been with the
Okay,
guys.
so
Well, I've had some bad boys, and I tried them,
Mhm.
and that's not no. I don't like the guy who's too afraid to. That is not cool to hold my hand and you taking me out somewhere. When nigga, you got me up out my house to bring me here. So you can't hold my hand and show the world you like me. You're afraid to let someone know. Like who's watching you that hard that's gonna make that
Right.
much of a difference in your life to where they know that you're standing in line with me at and to have to go get ice cream, God forbid if it affects the rest of your life in real life. So
okay, so I got
you
a
know,
challenging point of my bad. Go ahead, Marcy.
go ahead. No, you're good.
Oh,
You're
I
good.
was just gonna say that it would just seem to me that it would be easier that, okay, so one person disappointed you. Wouldn't it just be cheaper to go, well, then everybody's not the same, and get back out there. There's no reason to be a hard ass if you don't have to. I mean, I think it's more work to be a hard ass than it is to just, you know, people are people. We all have feelings. We all have ideas, the whole nine. You know, if that's the case, by that definition, I've been a simp all my life.
Right, because I done sent on some fellas. I done paid for haircuts because I'm like, honey, I need you to look. I want to take you somewhere. We want to go out, and I need you to look nice. Or I just want you to feel good about yourself, or just like got him something he wanted to eat, and he didn't even need to ask me. He didn't even know I was
Right.
bringing it. But then at the same time, I done been with these masculine men who feel like it's too hard, it's too much to show me you like me, you care, but it's okay for me to give it to you, but you can't reciprocate it. Killer Swag says, y'all, most women don't really respect the simp. So that's what I was talking about. Whereas that's the guy who experienced something, and maybe like we were talking about before, Terrence, we were talking about the different mentalities that people have, the empath factor, how there are some people that have an empath, they're attracted to that. So there are probably women who are attracted to the simp guy to run over him and use them, but that's based on their hurt and their pain of somebody fucking over them or running
Exactly.
over them. So it's how it's you see what I'm saying, how it's this cyclical craziness, like that it's no matter, it's not there's no matter what you can't do anything about it, but at the same time it's where do you stop it? Because it's okay to be a simp, it's okay to like a girl and let her know, it's
Mhm.
okay. It's okay to be with a guy that's good and boring, that don't do nothing but come home and mind his business, and they don't run the streets and they slamming you up against the wall. It's okay to have a healthy disagreement without talking and hurting people and throwing in homonyms and hurting people and pulling out bullets and daggers. But we can't even get there because nigga mad you called him a simp.
Mhm. Mhm.
And now he gotta call
Okay.
you a bitch. And here we go.
So there was 2 points that I wanted to tap on, and now you brought up a third, but I'm forgetting what that second point was. But
I'm
what
sorry.
oh no, you good. I should have
I talk too much.
had recollection to remember that. This is a little late. But what is that silver lining, so to speak, or that threshold that crosses over from simp to stalker?
It's probably the it's probably the depth of the excess. So
Hmm.
you pulled out that word excess, right? Or
Mhm.
that the excessiveness. So that was the word that stuck out to you, right? That came out to you. So it is probably where that line is, where like You know, I like my movie references. So remember in Players Club with Diamond and how she had that guy and she was dancing on him. He was a simp because he had the whole simp look. He had the guy that don't really get no action. This is like, oh my
Myron.
God, she right. She showed him attention but the excessive, even though he might have been giving her money and she's going through the motions, him losing connection with the reality of he's in a strip club. She's a stripper. Her job is, part of her job. So him losing that disconnect and going into another level of excess. So he excessively had to show her how he felt to the point where he followed her home. And then it's also probably some entitlement.
That was just ready to say that.
It's just that I'm supposed to have the woman that I'd say I think I desire, whether she desires me or not. I'm supposed to have her, or if I or him feeling that he needs reciprocity on his transaction. I done tipped you and put money in your G-string, so you owe me, which is like taking a girl out for dinner and now she got to put out. So I mean, that's entitlement too, and feeling like you're owed for your transaction. I gave you something, you got to give me something. But most of the time they lose connection with the reality of this, this is nothing. There's nothing here. You brought me flowers, but you didn't check to see if I was interested. Because sometimes that's what happens. They lose that disconnect. And now it becomes dangerous.
Most people can't handle rejection either. And to me, it just seems like there's a lot of lack of self-awareness going around. Nobody knows who they are anymore, and they're not taking the time to figure out who they are. Like, I'm still trying to figure out who I am outside of my daughters being their mother. You know what I mean? The whole time I was their mother, and yes, I was a single mother, and I'm damn proud of that. I really am, because we made it through. And so I just decided I'm going to make it fun. Since your dad's not here, we're going to make it fun. And we're going to have laughs and create memories. And like to this day, we can, just have a conversation and come up with something, and we'll just start to laugh about it. But I'm just now figuring out who I am now since they're adults, because I realized that once they became adults, the dynamic of our relationship changed. Because I have to treat them like grown women. I mean, I tell them they're still my babies, but I do realize that they are their mothers too now. So I had to accept that the fact that they're not my little girls anymore. They're my daughters, and they're women. So we relate on a totally different level now. So now I kept it open, so now we can talk about anything. Sex, men, everything. So I just feel like people need to. It's a lot of people out here that are so hurt that they don't want to face a thing. They just want to keep walking around with this facade like they got it all together, when if you just tap into your human side, you will see that there are people that can relate to you, if and just do what you need to do for yourself, and you will be surprised at the things that can open up for you.
But you can't tell them. They, folks don't want to.
Nah, you speaking for real.
Yeah, folks don't want to. They don't want to. Miss Keeper, hey Miss Keeper. They don't want to subscribe to that train of thought. They don't want to subscribe to that train of thought. So I've noticed that too. Just like what she said. She said, oh, he said just showing your feelings is simping. It seems like that. It seems like we've gotten to that point. Yep. You're right. And it's been given a bad name to be a good person.
They don't want to be single. They gotta have somebody around. Like, I don't
gotta
need
have
that.
somebody.
And
in regards
I'm still
to
a whole person.
That part you're supposed to be, but who gave you that? Because in regards to that, like with the rejection and just even what you said now with you whole person, somebody instilled something in you, or somebody, or you've experienced something to where you were able to come up with that synopsis, that synopsis. You were able to figure this out and say, this is who I am, or somebody instilled into you. So if you're older than 40, you probably had some parents, some grandparents, some aunties, uncles, some community, some real community. Obviously, we know that these young people aren't experiencing community like we experienced it. So
True.
somebody gave us that nugget of you okay, you are all we got the last wave of you're enough,
Right.
because this next
Right.
generation, they've fallen apart because they don't think they're enough. So, but that was somebody that gave that to us. That was our grandparents and our aunties and our
Right.
uncles and the teachers
Right.
that cared, that said, you're always going to be enough. You're okay. You can do this.
So
Yeah, because I grew up where we had male teachers still in the school, and still had the community going on, and where everybody in the neighborhood knew everybody.
We took care of each other. What you
so
say,
what you're saying
Terrence?
with that, yeah, what you're saying with that statement, Genesis, is if somebody doesn't have an upbringing where they're hearing somebody say you are enough, these confident boosting um, words being spoken to them, that they're likely not to develop that mentality.
I'm saying from my observation
Mm-hmm.
that they aren't developing it because they're the most separated from their parents. If the parents of today are the last the children that the last of the children that experienced that community support was our parents and some of us, if we're all in our 40s, are the ones underneath us and the ones underneath them that are tearing shit down. They haven't experienced that, because if we didn't pass it down to them, the ones that we passed, the ones that we had, all of our kids that are 20 and 30 now, if we didn't give them that, they definitely didn't give it to those kids. And those are the kids that's running around 14, 15, tearing shit up. And don't feel like you ask them when I'm interviewing for positions in all of the restaurants I've ever worked in, that I've ever ran. It's a very distinctive dynamic between the young people when you ask them, what is your 5-year plan? Which is a standard question that you would ask anybody that's interviewing. What do you plan on doing? Because you want to know, are you planning on working here while you're in medical school? Which means I'm going to lose you in this time. I'm not considering you for promotion and things like that, because your goal is to go do something else. We respect that, right? But when I talk to these young people, there isn't a 5-year plan. There's nothing beyond the next year, because they're neither not concerned, or they're not aware of where they're going to be in 5 years to even give me an idea. And when you have conversations with them, sometimes, when they're going through with their boyfriends and their mama's kicking them out and stuff, sometimes that's the end result of letting them know you're okay, and to let them know that I'm young like you. I went through shit just like you going through shit. Because to them, to that 20-year-old, getting kicked out for the first time is like is the end of the world, for real, for real. Yes. But to a 40-year-old, we've been through that. But nobody's telling you that your mama is 40 and she's too busy trying to kick you out. So who's telling you, who's giving you those words, that boost? Because we had some of us had that, Terrence. Some of us can go over our auntie house and be like, my mama getting on my nerves, but then the auntie calm you down and talk you down and let you know your mama's doing all she can. Your grandma didn't take none of that shit. You went to your grandma's over for the summer, whether you wanted to or not. It was more involved in letting you know, giving you confidence, and letting you know that you were okay and that you were going to pass through these phases. These kids is going through that shit by themselves now, because their parents went through it by themselves. They don't have.
Or
they
they're
don't
trying
know
to
what
live
that's
through
like.
their kids.
Yeah. So I think, it's sometimes that is the only thing. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but if you can have a dog and never tell the dog good boy, the dog, the first time he hears good boy, he's shocked.
Right.
Literally, you can see the shock in their face and their behavior. They're timid. They're frozen with fear because they never heard the good boy. And all you have to do is say good boy once or twice, and they snap out of that shock, and now their whole demeanor changes. because now they realize they are a good boy. And a dog is primal. So imagine a human that has the ability to process. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
These kids are lost, dude.
they really
But
are.
Do you
yeah.
think
Because their
that
parents have told them that, you know, if you don't like a certain thing, you can. I do the same thing you do, Genesis, and I've been a manager, and I call them children because, you know, they would adopt me as their mother, and it's like, look, I just think you need to, you know, figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, where you want to do it, and then make a plan for yourself and go from there. But you're not gonna always be with your parents. I didn't tell my daughters they had to move out at 18. No. Because my oldest daughter, she got pregnant with my grandson at 19. Now I didn't judge her at all.
Mhm.
But my mother found a reason to, and it's like, Mom, that is her body. Because when she told me she was pregnant with my granddaughter, she was like, my mother was like, why aren't you mad? Better her than me.
Well, look what we
I'm
went
too
through, right?
old.
Like, how you gonna judge these girls? This
I'm
is
just gonna
the
be
climate
there for
right now,
her.
right? And
That's
it
it.
ain't like it's not with girls running around her age getting pregnant. That's happening. So that's the climate right now. Terrence, what you say? You about to say something?
do you think that
I'm sorry,
same
Terrence. I didn't mean to
oh
interrupt.
no. Yeah, no, you
No,
good.
we just taking turns. Go ahead.
Hmm. Do you think that same dynamic occurs across the whole spectrum as it relates to um, kids and maybe not even establishing a 5-year plan, entitlement, external validation, how these young men treat their women?
What you saying? Like, do I think it expands across the overall across the entire like
Correct. Placing the
relation?
accountability on what the parent is teaching the child.
Mm-hmm.
In America, in our black race, in our black community, yes. In other communities, they don't have those same dynamics because they don't skip some of those steps, or they make sure that values are passed down and that community is instilled. They make sure of it. It's embedded in them. But then when it comes to some of us in our community, we skip we drop the ball a couple generations back for some people. It's a perpetual downslide. Your mom didn't learn it, so she can't give you what she don't have, which might
Mhm.
be to value yourself. So now you have less value for yourself, which now you haven't heard no one tell you good job, Terrence, since you were 14. And the first time you hear it, you might be a grown man working at McDonald's in the fry station and start crying, like I've seen happen.
Mhm.
I've had to hug someone because they're having a hard day every day because no one
Me
ever
too.
told them that adulting was hard, and they're coming to work like everything's wrong. The water's cut off because you didn't pay the bill. Well, how am I going to pay the bill working at Wendy's? Exactly. This is a stepping stone, but no one had
Mhm.
that pep talk with them that said, "Hey, this is what you can do with this." There's careers here. I've had, how many conversations I've had with employees where they didn't know that they didn't establish they couldn't realize that I'm a manager, that might be a career. They think it's a job. They're stuck in the job mind state, which is a job. When again, look up the word, a job is literally the action of this. It's not a career where it's something where you invest in and you take time and you establish and you invest in yourself in. You go to school and get a degree in it. A job is literally the transition of actioning. Someone has a job that drives the train as a conductor. So they're in the job mind state. They're not thinking past it. So you know how many times I've had conversations where the person literally is having a breakdown every day because adulting is hard. Because where's your family? Why didn't someone tell you that this was coming? That this is how life is? Why aren't you paying attention to their lives? Because they're not living them around you. Y'all all on your own. Everyone's doing their own thing. You got keys to the house, you come and go, but you're 17 and you're operating like an adult because your family is just, they don't have that. They don't have it, Terrence. They don't have nobody there to tell them, that this is adulting. It sounds bad, but it's like you got to be here when you say you're supposed to be here at 5. That's how you make your money to get yourself out of this situation. They don't even know that they have careers in the companies that they work for. They just think they're
Right.
supposed to the fry station or the grill station or the hostess, and they don't realize there's that you realize hosting can go up to 5-star restaurants where you're getting
Yes.
paid salaries, and there's
Yes.
celebrities coming through, and there's reservation tables. People have reservations when they fly in for the weekend, for the month, and they eat here every week. Like they don't think past that. They think this is a job and this is it. So they don't think past this year.
Not shortcome, but like a short time frame thought rather than long term goals, big picture. Everything's in the weeds.
Who do you learn that from? Who do you usually learn that from, Terrence? What are you teaching your daughters, your kids? Exactly what you just said.
I teach them everything I know.
Long term, think
All
of
types
short
of shit.
term.
Yeah, I talk to my kids like they're adults. I don't talk to my kids like they're adults. I explain the world from an adult's perspective. Right. So anybody that meets my kids, they're a little shocked and blown back by the mind and speech that they're being approached with from a child. So yeah, I definitely hear where you're coming from, because I could definitely see that being the case. But I think it's necessary to also point out that even in those circumstances, we do have people that stand up and shine, right? Even through the most heartache of circumstances. Maybe they grew up without their mother and father. Maybe both of them were druggies. Maybe one got beat, the other one was a druggie. You know what I'm saying? And they never heard these qualities and attributes that we're speaking about now in regards to being an adult. And that perception or that thought and these things just start, you know what I'm saying, go through, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a child and it's like, damn, I'm looking at a grown woman or a grown man right now. What happened? You know what I'm saying? And those situations are absolutely beautiful and achievable for any and everybody. Is the likelihood of it common? No. But we definitely got our stars out here.
And yeah, you have those, because I know Terrence, you're a little vanilla. So sometimes I was there when I was watching when
vanilla. What's that? What you mean?
Because he was asking you, like, do you know this artist? Do you know about this story? Do you know about this black movie? You're like, no, I don't know that movie.
Oh
no,
yeah,
I don't
you
know
that.
So I was like, yeah, Terrence is a little vanilla pudding over here. Like, you gotta be
you
like,
asked me
okay,
about any black movies, entertainers, other than like the extremely popular ones.
Right, because when you were talking,
Bro,
I was like, I was thinking like
exactly.
DMX, Tupac, like, you know, I was like, wait, does Terrence know who DMX and Tupac is?
Oh, come on now.
I know, that's what I was making. It was I was telling you that to set up the joke, like, does Terrence know who Tupac is? Yes. But no, that's why I set it up. I was like, wait, I forgot Terrence is vanilla. So does he actually know who Tupac is? Does he have that struggle?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
DMX,
when it comes to it's funny you brought that up. When it comes to like American culture, I'm not that dynamic. Outside of like,
with who culture? American culture?
Yeah, the American culture.
African American culture, black culture.
Correct. I'm calling it the American culture. I'm over encompassing it all, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not too dynamic, but if we start talking about like Kemet or let's say like Osiris and Ma'at and things like that, or philosophy, you know, things like that, then we could talk all day. But we're talking about like modern day stuff. And here's why.
You know who Lil Wayne is?
Who's that? Who?
I just been thinking about something like, ooh, I'm about to say this. I'm sorry. It was an inner monologue. I was supposed to say it to myself. Wait, do you know who Snoop Dogg is? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Oh, wait, do you know who Drake is?
Jenisis. Leave me alone.
I know. Okay, that's the last one. I'm sorry, that's the last one. Okay.
You made me lose my train of thought.
Because it was just funny in my head. I was like, I'm funny about to go down the list of, does he know
Mhm.
Britney Spears? Of course he does. No.
Oh yeah, I definitely know Britney Spears and
Do you know
Stop.
Justin Bieber?
Hey, he's talented. That's a talented brother right there.
I love Bieber. He can
Mhm.
get some swirling vanilla from me. Hello. Rare.
There you go.
Okay.
So Terrence, last night, Genesis and Nay and I were talking about astrological signs, and I said that I believe that there are two in each sign. There are two different what's the word, factions of each one.
Mm.
Like my kid's father, well, he's my ex-husband. I call him my kid's father. He is a Libra, as am I, but he is so different from me that sometimes I felt like I didn't know who he was. I don't even know how we got along long enough to make children, but we did.
Mhm.
So that was just something we were talking about. I just think there are two different aspects of each sign.
Yes,
Does that make sense?
No,
That's
absolutely.
very true.
What's your opinion on that? I'm just
Well, I'm a
curious.
Sagittarius, but I'm a couple days away from Capricorn.
Ugh, ain't staying here.
So like a Sagittarius on the cusp of Capricorn. I think that's how it works, right? But that's just the sign itself. I think that a lot of the times once we get to a place where it's like, I don't even know this person, there were a lot of seeds that are probably planted that are contrary to truth and who that individual is, whether they know it or not. And then once they bared fruit and all these different things started coming to light, then it's like, I don't even know you. It's like, well, yes, you do.
But do they did it?
It
But did the fruit come because of the expectation? Because that's what happened. Like you already was expecting, or whoever was expecting, based on what they knew of that.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
that seed it's the seed that's planted, right? So let's say
seed.
Genesis, I wanted to holler at you, right? And we're talking, and I'm planting different seeds that are a little manipulative to attract you. And this is just a scenario, not saying that it's specific to Marcy's situation, because I don't know. But in this scenario, I'm planting different seeds just to attract you to who I am, right? But I'm giving you seeds that have nothing to do with who I actually am. I just know what moves you, right? I know what motivates you. So when these things start to blossom and all of a sudden I land outside of those seeds that have been planted, you looking at me like, dude, I don't even know you. What the
Like, who
hell
are
is
you?
going on? Right.
Okay.
You know? So I don't know if the point of me saying that is, I don't know if the astrological signs are root cause to that, because there is a psychological element that's brought into play.
Because I also
because
think that it depends. Some of your personality is has something to do with what time of the year you were born. Like I was born in the fall, so I feel like I'm real easygoing. My mother was born in the wintertime, and that's one of those extreme seasons, and so she's a Capricorn full on. So it just seems to me her personality is a little bit more. I don't want to say aggressive, but you can tell. I just think that if people are born in the winter or the summer, they're a little bit, intense. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for.
I'm a summer baby. What are you, a Libra? Where's
September
the Libra
at? End
of
September.
Y'all falls. Okay. Wait a minute.
But everybody loves the fall.
I'm a
If you
baby.
think about it,
I'm smack in the middle of summer. I'm literally July 4th weekend. What are you talking about?
I remember I told you I had a baby on the 4th of July.
Me too. I'm a 4th of July baby. Oh my gosh, we are not a whole lot. Oh my gosh, we are.
So do y'all think that these astrological signs actually correlate to an individual or a group of people?
So this what This is what I think about, because I've had this revelation a while back when it comes to this astrological sign fact business and how it correlates to actually real life and real anything, right? So when someone tells me that, okay, so I'm agreeing with you on the seeds. The seeds are planted because way before we even started dating and knowing people, we were introduced to astrological signs, even as a young person. So we didn't know what they meant until they actually started affecting our lives, right? So we realized, okay, this is a trait in the person that I keep conflicting with. And then the seed grows, because then you go back and find out that you are a Cancer and you don't mix with a Leo. You're not compatible with a Leo. But to me, my opinion, if you're basing it on compatibility is blind to relationship status. It doesn't care. Compatibility doesn't care that this is your boyfriend. You can give birth to if you telling me that I'm going to abide by these foundations, that a Capricorn or a Sagittarius is incompatible with an Aries, what happens when you give birth to your Aries child? That you are telling me that you are by scientifically incompatible with an Aries. You wouldn't date an Aries. You wouldn't be caught on a train with no brakes with an Aries. But you gave birth to a child that seems to be, I don't know why this is my problem child. I don't know why she and I always conflict. I don't know why I have these issues. So if I feel like if you're going to believe in it and you're going to support it and use it to support your life, and it rings true with your life, and you can start to see fruits from that. You start to see, bear witness with it. Like, you are a Capricorn, you are a Sagittarius, then you have to believe in it all the way across. You can't just be like, well, I'm incompatible with a Pisces, but when you give birth to your Pisces incompatibility child, all of a sudden, all these things are relevant to your children. Or when you marry someone, or you're in a relationship with someone who is your incompatible trait. I love him. He had green eyes. Ooh, Terrence, I love me some Sagittarius. They always light skinned with green eyes, regardless if we're compatible or not. I'm gonna go against that and wonder why the relationship's so fucked up. Because he's 6 feet tall, girl. He got green eyes. He light skinned. I love me a Sagittarius. But no, it says if you're gonna go with it, then go with it. It says you incompatible with a Sagittarius, but then you're gonna force it and wonder why it's one of your most toxic relationships. And these niggas don't never treat me right out here because you want to go with the Sagittarius when you aren't compatible. If that's the case, then that shit needs to work across the board. You have given birth to your children who are maybe incompatible according to that same theory, because of the seeds that we are planting. So if you're going to live by it, I feel like you should live by it all the way across. It should apply. If your boss happens to be a Capricorn and you don't get along with Capricorns, you're not going to get along with your boss. You're going to get along with your boss because he's paying you. You're going to follow suit and do what you have to do to get through that, but you don't like that person. You don't get along with him. You wouldn't give him a birthday card if you wouldn't care, because they have to be a blanket. It has to be across. It can't be, well, here it applies and here it doesn't. Here it applies and here it doesn't. Because that's some bullshit.
That's fair, but I got a challenging thought for you there then. Right. And I think that
challenging thoughts.
Yeah. Accountability, right? Let's say somebody is operating solely and only within their specific sign, right? They've done their research and they see what's happening or who somebody is based on the sign that they're operating in, whatever it may be. But that individual, right, is self-aware. They understand their inadequacies. They understand their strengths, their communication style, right? They understand that there's other people out not leading their self into their own understanding, but perceiving life, attempting to perceive life from somebody else's point of view.
I get that.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm a Cancer. So my thoughts are, hi, I'm a Cancer. I'm exactly what you just said. I live my thoughts, my feelings on my sleeve. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm pretty transparent, and I'm probably as close to what people say. Yeah, you are your sign, because you can hurt my feelings. I'm gonna sit here and cry. Yes, you make me mad. That might be the last thing you probably want to ever do, because that, yeah, you're right. So some of it it reigns true to the people who, I would say that they're aware of who they are, and it matches with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not for those people who are going out there and saying, who read their zodiac sign and they make themselves, they try to fit that, or they try to try to execute that what it says. You're going to have a great day today. Today your clouds are going to be sunny and money's going to be coming your way. So out of that, because you read that, you're going to play the lottery when you don't play the lottery. So that would apply to the person who actively plays the lottery, and today is going to be your day,
right?
Because you're already doing it, and this fits what you are. So that's when it comes true. Like, you are a true Sagittarius because you already inhabit this. If anybody told you was a Sagittarius, they read it and they'd be like, oh, that's Terrence, because it matches to who you're self-aware. You already know I'm true. I've known for a long time that I'm a crybaby on a lot of things. But when people tell me, you really are a Cancer, I read what it says and I'm like, okay, that does match what I already know about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
It's different if I was reading it and saying, oh, I got to find something to cry about because it says I'm a Cancer and I'm a crybaby, or I'm going to go out of my way to cause issues with people and have strife so that I can create tumultuous situations so I can cry because I'm supposed to be crying. No, I'm going to be crying anyway. And it just happens to tell you that, by the way, it says she's a crybaby. Yeah. Now that's when I think for that. If you're self-aware, then it's matching up to you. And the people that subscribe to it are going to be aware of those traits. The ones people that don't subscribe to the whole astrological, they just attribute it to as being, well, that's how this person is. Well, that's just how Terrence is. Never knowing that you're a Sagittarius and what that means, and none of that. They don't know none of that. They just be like, well, he's a good guy. But then when they read a Sagittarius, they're like, oh, that is Terrence.
Mm-hmm.
That is him.
Mm-hmm.
But they already saw those things in you. You already displaying them. That's who you are. You know, if it says Sagittarius are quiet and don't talk a lot and can keep a secret, that might be why everyone tells you stuff that's about they don't tell nobody else, and you're the secret holder in the family, your friends. You know, if you're the one that's bouncing and fun, that might be why everyone comes over your house and says we chilling at Terrence, let's go get Terrence because he's the guy that's gonna have fun when we go out. They don't read this and say, right, oh, well, he's a Sagittarius and he's the fun one, let's go get him. No, it's matching to what is already what they're reading. They're matching it to that. You already display those characteristics because you know who you are.
So let me ask you. Okay. So what you're saying here is, no matter what, people born in a certain month, it's going to match their astrological sign. So I can presume that you follow the astrological signs pretty straight and narrow.
I follow them for myself. I don't follow them. I follow when people bring them to my attention. So it just happened that we were all talking about it because, you know, and it was a conversation. So I follow it when that happens. When the conversation comes up, I'm like, oh shit, let me see. Because I looked it up, Marcel, right? I was like, what are you, a Libra? Well, I don't know what that means in relations to me in my life. I already like her, and I already started talking to her, and she and I already had a bond and had created and established a commune before I knew she was a Libra. And what a Libra means to me as a Cancer, I have no idea. And then when I look it up, if it confirms that, you know, she's easy to talk to, oh, you're damn right. Okay, she is. How do I know? I've already been talking to her. And it's
that's
matching
usually how
to
I
that.
do it
so
too.
Yeah, I don't follow it now. Like I said, the people who are following it, those are the people who are seeing it, looking at you and seeing if they're looking for you. They're looking for I'm gonna get me a Sagittarius because it says right here that in this season I'm supposed to be with a Sagittarius. So they're looking for you. They're looking for those traits to come out of you. They don't give a fuck about Terrence. They looking for the Sagittarius guy, and he's tall. He's gonna be handsome, and they're looking for that. So that means any guy, what's your sign? Ooh, gone with that. He could be your dream man that just walked away because he's a Pisces. But because you follow this, you looking for that guy that this said, or you're looking for that person or that information that this gave you. You're not trying to develop a genuine connection that happens to reign true through the astrological sign, the information. You feel me?
No, I
Talk too
feel you
much.
100%. So how does that? Okay, so Marcy, based on that, what ideas come to mind with the scenario you brought up?
As far as elaborate just a little bit more for me.
Yeah, so you brought up the fact that with your ex and both y'all Leos, but you felt like you didn't
Oh,
know her.
because he had different traits than I had. Like I'm not a selfish person, but he was in that he kind of didn't think about other stuff outside of himself, which is why he's not really trying to work on the relationship with our daughters. It was all about appearances and the outside thing, and it was just hard to relate to him. Now I have a cousin. She and I were born on the exact same day, 3 years apart. She and I were like sisters. Like, we finish each other's sentences. You know, I've dated um, a few Libra men, and they were the complete opposite of him, but more like me. Whereas we just got along. It was just like natural, like, you know, we knew each other our whole lives, and it was easy to be friends with them after the breakup. So, but I couldn't do that with him just because he had a different mindset. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's why I was asking.
I think I'm following.
So it was just different. Like I really didn't like him as a person. And I would have asked him, would you be your own friend? Would you,
Hell no.
he couldn't, it didn't register with him what I was actually asking him, because I like myself as a person. And it took me some years to get to where I am, because I was the fat girl. So nobody wanted to hang out with me because of appearances. But when you're a teenager, that's all that matters. Is what you have and how you look and stuff like that. So once you become an adult and you embrace adulthood, good and bad, you kind of tend to, some people, I guess, try to figure out who they are, how they want to move, what type of how they want to be in life and how they want to be towards other people. And, so that's why I was asking.
Okay.
So Terrence, have you ever been with another person of the same sign? Because I dated a Cancer, and she's right in some regards. He was way different than me, and he was birthday in proximity to mine, but way different. Like a whole nother Sagittarius, just like you. Considering you, it'd be a mirror. How like a mirror's turn the opposite way, the
Exactly.
opposite direction. So everywhere you say right, she gonna say left. You say up, she say down. You think that's wonderful, she thinks it's just full of shit. Like literally, that shit's crazy.
That sounds a little exotic. Everything is well balanced, honestly. So how does it
Not
work out?
really.
No.
No. It balances, and it was balanced in the beginning because it's new. So it just seems
Right.
like it balances. It's a facade. But as you get to know and grow with the person, the balance is not, you realize it's not really a balance. It's actually an imbalance because it's consistent. It's not it's not my Cancer was really big on mental edification. So everything was in his head, more so physically imbalanced. But yeah, the imbalance was more so like I said, I would say something was great. He would be like, it's okay. I would say something is okay. He would be like, this is great. What's wrong with you? And it would be almost to his own detriment that he would just choose the opposite. And it's almost, are you choosing the opposite because, hey, Marcy, where'd you go? Are you choosing the opposite because you really do see the opposite? Are you choosing the other direction because that's what you really do see? Or is it out of spite? Or is it, are you being a man? Like what, you can't really tell when it's like that. But mine was not, it wasn't, hey Marcy girl. It wasn't balanced. It was at first. I would say in the beginning, because it just seemed like it's so new. You're like, oh my God, this person really gets me. I before I can even go one direction, they've already went that direction. But after a while, you realize that's kind of how it is. They're gonna always go left when you go right. They're always gonna go up when you go down. At first, it was cute because you feel like, oh, you complete me. You're my yin to my yang, and really, that's not the case. They never, you never yin, you never get fused together and build a union. It's always just black, white, all the way through on everything. So it seems like that, but it wasn't, but not for me. Hey Marcy, where'd you go? What'd you say, Terrence?
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What are y'all up doing? Y'all up late with me.
I need to go to bed, honestly.
What was you doing, Terrence? Did you just logged on? You got my notifications, so you get my bell. Bing.
I do. I subscribed and get notifications. Yeah. But I was doing some writing.
Oh, there you go. That's good. I'm glad for you. But you should check into that voiceover, because if nothing else, you can be just sitting at your computer speaking and reading a script, and buy another
just
hat.
Let me know when Terrence, you just let me know when you put it on audiobook so I can.
Dude, if you ever got a book, audiobook, or you're reading someone's book, Terrence, you probably would, that's a good little lick, sir. Make sure we get our residuals for giving you the idea. We're part of your management team right now. Thank you.
I appreciate
promotions. I'm good for that.
Incorporated.
I appreciate it. So let me give you two. Can I give you 2 sentences? This
2
one
sentences?
Here. Yeah, it's a part of the topic: external communication.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I think so.
All right.
Go, Terrence.
In the circumstance of receptive communication, the parties are observing the expression of a neural network with a multitude of variational outcomes, expressed via verbal and physical cues. Therefore, both parties agree to embark on a conversational or even dangerous journey psychologically or physically due to the infinite number of results that stem from merely conversing.
Just from talking?
That makes sense to me.
Just from talking. And they said you suffer from alexithymia. That means you don't have the vocabulary words in your brain to express yourself. Then Terrence, you're a unicorn.
I was just getting ready to say that. You just can't see your pretty horn.
Because there's no way you have too many words. No, seriously though, because you guys don't understand how we think about that. Like, they don't understand how we think about that. But yeah, I get that. All that just from talking. All you had to do is all you had to do is talk. Just from simple conversation.
So what are your thoughts on it? Like, and I'll tell you what, I've read this to a few people, friends, family, and I always get a lot of, I don't get it.
Well, you're supposed to, well, you probably want to invoke conversation. That would be the point.
Right.
Because it said that that was a key word that I pulled out. Because for me, that's what usually the key is, that people cannot communicate. They can't embark upon anything. They can't even dissect just what they're trying to say to each other, let alone try to go down another journey and actually fuse together in the same mind, in the same thought pattern, all from just having a conversation. So that's what I think. That's what I think happened. That's what I think what you said to me.
Okay.
I have a problem with that because I've had situations where I talk a lot, but in trying to build something with somebody or trying to establish communication with someone, you have to get the talk, all that out the way. You have to be extensive in your communication. You have to be willing to. You have to be one to spread that, spread what you know and share what you know. But I've had plenty of conversations where I've exchanged, interact with the person, and it was not the speaking was the last thing they wanted to do.
Mhm.
Nothing in that way. It's just that they didn't have the room. They don't have the mental capacity to do it.
Right.
So
And that can be
there's
frustrating.
nothing. Yeah, there's no true. You're not getting anywhere. There's no true conversation. There's no true enlightenment. You're not going to go anywhere, and you damn sure can't fuse anything together or build or grow or even foster anything because you guys just simply can't talk to each other.
Yeah, because when you have a conversation, it's to exchange information and ideas, what have you. You can also, I mean, to me, the best sex I can have with a man is a conversation. Like, you ever have a conversation with somebody you like, damn, that was good. Whether
There
it's
used to
male
be
or
a song called
female.
"Mind Sex."
Exactly.
Go
And
ahead.
like I had where you have friends where you can only have a certain type of conversation with them because you can't get too deep because they won't get it. So you almost have to, for lack of a better phrase, dumb yourself down to
Mm-mm.
even engage with them. But then you have another friend that's like you could talk all day long about anything and still have where it's like tennis where you lobbing back and forth and it's a good game, you know.
A
So
little
I
mental
I get
ping
it,
pong,
Terrence. I get it,
a little
Terrence.
mental tennis instead
You
of
got to
playing
have
mental
scuba gear
golf.
to be talking to Terrence. You got to have scuba gear.
And
You got to go to
that's
because
the
you're
thing
going to the
though.
bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that's the thing. That point right there, that's I guess it could be looked at as a gift and a curse, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Because not
It
everybody will be
depends
able
on
to.
who. It depends on who interacts with you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because sometimes you can be so intrigued by a person that you just want to talk to them about anything. You know what I mean?
Right. And half the battle with you is getting past for all these women on the panel. They don't give a shit what you say, Terrence. You can literally get up there and say A, B, C, D, E, F, G for some of these females. Because all they're focused on, they're fixated on the surface and the voice, which
Right.
they probably don't hear because these niggas don't got no bass in their voice and they sound like
Mm-mm.
bitches half the time. Their voices
Mm-hmm.
is higher than ours because they all this estrogen and they big ass and they just a bunch of weenies. So to hear a guy speak that's in a natural, real man based tone, which that's what we associated with, right? Men talk like Terrence. They don't talk like these rest of these niggas with these high ass voices,
Right.
right?
And it
So
don't hurt that he's intelligent, you know?
that's part of it that it's like it's the pretty girl syndrome. Like they're not looking at me, they're not hearing what I'm saying, they're just looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh, you're so pretty. What did you say?" So for half the women, they've not been exposed to. There's probably some women who been exposed to you and not been exposed to what a real good man is supposed to sound like, or what a guy is supposed to say
Right.
sound like, not
Right.
and actually use words and verbs and adjectives and nouns in the right place, or expand upon an idea and have a whole thought. They're not used to that whole interaction. So that's part of the starstruck. They're fanning. Terrence, just say September. Just say read the
Right.
days of the week. I don't care what you say, Terrence. And then they go back to their high ass talking boyfriend and their baby daddy, or or they go back and talk to the nigga that don't make sense when he say every five
Right.
words. He don't
Right.
know what he's saying. He say nah I mean. You
Right.
know.
And you can get something you
That's
you 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 look forward to getting something out of the conversation, you know?
So yeah, that's a good thing, Terrence. I guess it can be a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
But
that's
then you get to feel how we feel when the people are not listening to you because they're just, oh, you're so pretty. Oh,
Or they're
Terrence,
talking
your
to your
voice is,
boobs.
yeah,
Like,
the
excuse me,
passing
they
on
don't
soft
talk. Eyes
tissue.
up here. Eyes up here. They don't talk.
and it's crazy. It's crazy that's pointed out. Does it feel like okay, so when that happens, does it feel like there's an active attempt to try and manipulate you?
Hell yeah.
Is that
because they
Yeah.
want to see how far they can go first.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first stage of manipulation.
that's
The
crazy?
second stage is, well, the first stage is to see if you know what the fuck is going on.
Exactly.
Because some women don't even realize it's happening when it's happening. And later on, they feel like it's something's uncomfortable. Because remember, the first time the person tries to manipulate you, they have to keep doing it, or you're gonna notice something different.
Exactly.
So once they start, they have to make that a normal for you. But you're uncomfortable. But sometimes you're in a situation like, this is my pastor. What the fuck do I do? Am I gonna go to hell? Like, this is religion you holding over my head. Like, you might be my boss, my principal. Me graduating is contingent upon me letting you manipulate me. So I gotta let you put your hand on my booty because I need to make sure I'm graduate, or I'm gonna go to hell because you're my pastor. I'm gonna have a lifetime of doom because I rejected you. Now the devil's coming for me.
But then you figure out they're just using their authority, quote unquote authority, to try to manipulate you. And when you can smell that, it's like then they kind of back off. But then they'll try again, and then once they see they can't, then they resort to other
Then
tactics.
they'll go to the next person, right? They'll change up the tactic, or they go off to the next person that will let them do it, and see how far they get with that person. So, absolutely, that man put his hand, Terrence. That man put his face in my chest and told me he had to pray over my body.
I cannot
outside the church in the parking lot.
What made him think that was okay?
Because he said he had to speak to my heart, and the Lord, he was talking for the Lord. I'm trying to tell y'all that.
Are you being for real?
Yes,
this is when I first started going to church here in Detroit, and I was so new. I had my little maxi dress on, and I was praying. And I met this girl that night, and me and her ended up being real cool friends after this. And and bless you. And the pastor came out. The pastor that was conducting, one of the pastors that was there that was conducting the Wednesday night Bible study, came out and walked us to our cars because they were being gentlemen, parking lot safety patrol. And they walked us to our cars. It was a Wednesday night Bible study. And he showed it. He said, "Let me pray for you, sister." He said, "I know something's heavy on your heart." Because I was crying inside the church, like, "Okay, Lord, okay, Jesus." I'm in there crying. So he knows something heavy was on my heart, right? And he said he needed to pray for me. But he wanted to pray directly to my heart. He needed to have them feel the warmth of his words going into my heart. And this is what he did. He grabbed my hands and he held my hands down to the side, and he held his hand down and said, "To bow our heads." When I bowed my head, he put his head right into my bosom and started praying. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Wow.
And got in the car after
How
that.
did that make you feel? Like, what was that? What was your immediate what? Talk me through that.
Well, I was younger, first of all. Hey, girl. I was younger,
Jalen.
so hey, Jalen.
Morning,
So
Jalen.
the younger of me was still intimidated by men because of how men have been treating me, So I was already like, oh, okay. So I'm going to church to find a safe place to be around where I can be in a world where guys aren't going to do this. So that's what happened there. So my first reaction when it first happened, I'm thinking like, okay, he's praying for me. And then, okay, so my first initial reaction was I backed up a little bit at first, and he was like, he grabbed my hands and he pulled my hands down so them come, to the side where I'm standing there, okay, and I'm like, okay,
good morning, Jalen.
Hey, Jalen, good morning, and I'm outside the church, so I'm thinking that, okay, if I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong. I'm just feeling like something's not right here. So he said whatever he said, and I pulled my hands back, and he said, "Okay, amen." So like to give him a signal to like hurry up and say whatever he's gonna say, and then he said, "Amen." And then when he walked away, you know how you grab a woman's hand when you walk away, like "See you later, girl. See you later, baby." And that's when he grabbed my hand and walked away. As he walked away, he rose my fingers, and he went on that towards back into the church, and I went and got in my car. So at the time, I don't remember if I was with dating someone or not, but I know at the time, I just remember that I didn't know if I felt yucky. I didn't know what I was supposed to feel because I'm thinking I'm trying to get my soul back together, and then I'm in, what could be the worst thing that could happen in the house of the Lord? I'm thinking that line, like I'm trying to get myself together. Is this going to be who do I talk to? So, and ultimately I found out that he was kind of touchy feely with a couple more people, and they were already, onto him. And I was just one of the ones that, happened to be, he did much worse, but him putting his face in my bosom, I was just like, because I was new to the whole laying the hands on, and people who have anointings and speak life into you and all that. So him having that personality type to view, him preying on people literally in the name of the Lord, but preying on people, he has that. He probably had that. He could smell that new church girl. That new girl that's trying to come out of the world into the church, he can smell him, and he probably sought after all of us as we're in that small phase of transitioning. Once I started coming to the church more often, he had no use for me because I was there now. I'm no longer the new girl.
And you were onto him too.
Yeah, because I was like, "What the fuck you doing, nigga?" Like, hold on. He was like, "And amen." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, okay, what?" Like I said to him, sometimes it goes by you so fast, like you don't even realize that I bumped into you in the hallway, but I actually just rubbed my whole dick and grabbed your booty at the same time, like. And before you realize it, you like, get off me, nigga, and then you realize, and it's all of a sudden it's bigger than you thought it's bigger than it had to be, because now you got to say something out loud, because you just physically rejecting it's not enough. So now you have to be like, well, stop. Because me moving my face and me pulling away is not giving you the signal. So when I pulled my hands away, that's when he was like, all right, amen.
Wow.
So, yeah, because your energy was like, back your ass up.
Now, he probably had gotten another girl that was a little more or less expecting and was really trying to make sure, oh my God, I'm going to go straight to hell. But I was so new that I was like, okay, this might be some bullshit. Let me talk it to somebody else. And they were like, girl, he do that. He's a pervert. They've been watching him. They're trying to, they're going to kick him out the church because we found out. Yeah, so
wow.
Imagine not speaking up.
Yeah. You know what?
Imagine not saying nothing.
Tell me about it. What I recently learned, doing my little research, the heart is like a little brain, and it's got what's the name of the nutrites? Something along those lines. But it's not only does it pump blood throughout the body, but it's a sensory organ.
Yeah.
Right. So with it being a sensory organ, we can pick up on vibes, energy outside of our body. Right. So it's absolutely not necessary at all for anybody to stick their head in somebody's chest to speak to the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I know. After that, I knew.
Mm-hmm.
It was after that I knew. I was like, okay, but that was me having my own evaluation. Because remember, I don't know if I told y'all the story, but remember, I got kicked out of Jehovah's Witnesses prior to that. So I don't know if I was all on this whole religion, spiritual, thing, this whole wave, because I was having trouble like in the church. Like, what are you doing? Like, you ain't got to lay no hands on me. You ain't got to touch me. Not realizing, okay, I see what they was talking about, but how my first layer of experience, my introduction to it was like, oh, hell no. Well, no, what are you doing? What's happening? And then to come to find out that, okay, there was way more people there that were really more loving and willing to, that didn't operate. And he was one out of the small. So having that balance, that's where that was good. Like, it was more of you, the good people, than he was the bad apple that was over here that didn't spoil the bunch.
So your whole perception wasn't tainted.
So that was a good thing, right? That it worked out to where,
rather than the collective. That's true.
Exactly. So, because I could have just left God altogether alone and left the church alone and just been out here, and my spirit and my whole life would have been in a whole other trajectory. But because I wasn't able to, I had knew enough to know that that's weird, but I didn't know in the name of the church world what was weird and what wasn't, because y'all do some weird things that was weird to me when I was going and actually going to be a church member. So, I didn't know it was weird. I didn't know that wasn't weird. That was weird.
Yeah. You ever heard the saying, Genesis, that sometimes things happen for you and not to you?
Yeah, my life coach he would give it to me, and sometimes things happen in spite of you and because of
Hmm.
you. So it had nothing to do with you. It was
Right.
just you was in the whirlwind of events that transpired
Hmm.
and that was around you. And then the events of the world that happened because you were here right then and there, like a man
Hmm.
saving a little girl from a car getting ready to hit her and she's not aware of it, or someone catching a baby because they just happen to look up, at
Right.
the sun and
Right.
oh, a beautiful sun. Oh shit,
My
So
mother says
I'm
that, yeah, my mother says that that's not a happening. That's the higher power,
Divine
putting you in
intervention.
that place for that particular time. Because one time I was sitting on her porch, just chilling, and the next thing I know, one of the neighbors came out screaming with her baby, and the baby was limp, and she was like, "Somebody help me!" So the guy down the street jumped like seven concrete steps and grabbed the baby, and I ran in the house and grabbed the phone from my mom. She was on it and called 911. I was like, "Mama, I just happened to be sitting." She's like, "No, you didn't happen to be. God put you there."
mhm.
Oh, oh, okay. Well, I'll accept that too. But the baby's okay now. She's like 8.
See, and that's more than just a little bit of a happenstance,
Mm-hmm.
because I think sometimes with happenstance and coincidence, because a coincidence is left up to just the laws of nature, like Murphy's law.
Right. Right.
Coincidences, could happen, could and could not happen. Versus there are some things that are divinely placed or divinely structured, with you in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not by happenstance that the guy happens to be taking the train and happened to see the little kid or happened to see the dog hurt,
Right.
or it's not a happenstance that you happen to find all the money on the side of the road and took it back to the bank and everybody was okay. Some of those
Yeah.
things are actually because they're structured with you in mind to be right there at that moment.
Right. Right. I found a lady's purse that I turned around. I was putting oil in my car, and I found a lady's purse, and I just took it inside. I didn't bother to open it. I'm just like, I bet she's freaking out. So I took it inside, and people were looking at me like, I guess because it was two Caucasian folks standing there, and they just looked at me like
Mm.
this was not something that I was supposed to do, was to bring it back. No, you're supposed to steal it. No, I know how I would feel if I lost my purse, and I would want somebody like me to find it where I wouldn't have to worry about them taking the money out of it or my ID or anything like that, because I just handed it to the lady at the customer service. I'm like, I'm sure she's freaking out and she'll be back, but this was outside in the car. So my mother's
Mm.
all, well, you probably just went through the, no, mama, I didn't go through the purse. I just took it to customer service so that this lady
Hmm.
could get her purse back and get her life back. And she was I didn't see her, but
Baby.
she was in my peripheral. So, you know, I don't look at the little
Baby.
one.
Little one, Terrence.
Yeah, he be thinking he's slick. Normally I'll be sleep. I'll tell him to go right back in his room. Right. So I'm gonna let him sleep in here tonight, but I'll be sleeping. I wake up in the morning. And he'll be in the bed, and sometimes he'll be waking me up like, Daddy, 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 can I sleep in
I
here
got to the
now?
point.
Like, nah, man, go back in the room, leave me alone.
That's
It's
because you
not
end up on the end of the bed and they got the
the
But
rest.
whole bed. Little body got the whole bed.
The rest, and you clinging on with this little bit of sliver of a blanket,
Right.
and that. Oh,
oh my
Knees,
gosh.
elbows, feet, just
My little sister used to run up my back like she was. Oh my gosh, she could never. Dude, I had to like I had like a day bed. I had like a whole day bed, and I would let her sleep on the trundle. If I lift it, raise this up so it can just be a complete, it turns into like a queen size bed. I would leave them little jokers down on that bottom level and leave that bed down there and let them sleep on the lower part because she would literally run circles in a circle and she would run up my back. Oh my God. And you would have this little foot kick you in the back of the head. Oh my God.
They kick your butt now. You would end up
God.
having a fight you didn't even know you was gonna have until you wake up the next morning, all messed up. They wake up happy as a clam.
Like, what was you doing? Running where she was chasing somebody and she would run around the bed and feet be off the top of the bed, and then the next thing you know, she run up my back. I drag her little ass right off the bed.
So you get no sleep because you keep trying to figure out what's wrong with them.
Right.
Oh my God. And they dreaming about playing, running and playing. Right. And they literally running and playing.
Yeah, you'd be so annoying in the moment, but then when you think back and look at it, it's like, oh.
And you're never gonna get that back because now my sisters are adults and I have a nephew, and that's like I miss those little feet, and so you're never gonna get it back. So I have a little nephew, but you have to take it when it comes. So I miss those little moments.
Enjoy them while they little. Enjoy them while they little, because I used to just run up and grab one of my daughters and pick her up and swing her around. Well, they're adults now. I can't do that. I mean, I can do it with my grandkids, but I really loved on my daughters. Like I really loved on them. So we got really close because we was the Three Musketeers, and so we, I miss picking them up and swinging them around and kissing them all over the face and everything now. So enjoy them while they little. Because little kids, little problems. Big kids, big problems.
My daughter, she's turning 18 in 2 days.
Oh,
you ready? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But she got a good head on her shoulder. She's got her own little business. She's doing good in school. I ain't got no complaints.
You go ahead. But she know that, if they go down, her daddy gonna just it's a wrap. Get the bail money.
Oh, that ain't a question. She already that ain't even a discussion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to think that too, Terrence.
That's what we was talking about too. We was talking about when boy asked us, what does protection look like to a woman? And we explained it to him, and we're letting him know just the fact that you can say, I got someone that I know has no matter what, and for a little girl, these little girls don't have that these days. And when he asked us, he was like, so what would it look like? What does protection look like to a woman? Because in their minds, they think standing in front of a running train for us, like standing in front of a moving car, like protection is you considering my feelings before you say some dumb shit that's fucked up that it's gonna hurt a woman's feelings because your boy told you don't say it and you did it anyway, or you questioned yourself and you did it anyway. Protection is, not letting me feel fucked up and bad when I'm having a bad experience or I've failed at something and not, oh well, aha, nigga, Protection is a lot more than just standing in front of a moving car, or in case somebody, disrespected us in public, you would punch them out, or if it was a snowstorm, you're gonna grab my hand and say, run this way. That's not only protection. Protection is a lot more. And that's what we told him that day. We told him, like, listen, the one thing that guys don't understand, that protection is the very fact that we know that if something ever went down, we can always be like, I'm gonna call my daddy. I can call my brother. I can call my man. I can call my husband. I can call my whoever. It's more than just that, But we want to still be able. You ain't got to never ever see Terrence fight or get mad. It's just the principle that she can be like, I can call my daddy and what?
Right.
And the people that know what that means are gonna be like, okay, we'll back down. You know what I'm saying? But we don't got that. We don't have that these days. So guys don't understand that. It's more to protection. We don't want y'all to fight somebody just at random. We want y'all to stop being so mean to us.
Yeah, most of them don't realize that when we vent to them, it's like, I don't need you to solve my problem. I just need you to listen.
Yes, I don't need to fix her. I need you to listen.
If I need feedback, I'll ask for it. Just listen. That's it. Just listen.
Yeah,
that's it. Nothing more.
Because
nothing
what's
less.
crazy?
It's not that complicated.
What's crazy, Marcy, is they can listen to their daughters, but they can't listen to their girls or their wives. But
And
the
it's
daughter can come in and say, "Daddy, I feel it hurt my bumper, and then daddy will be like, "What you say, baby?" But your wife and your woman can come and tell you, "This bitch at the job got one more fucking time for you have to come bail me out, Terrence, and you can't, man, shut the fuck up." What?
See, with that scenario right there, I would rather him be like, you know what happened? Because I know you told me about her once before. What happened?
But they don't do that. But when the daughter come in, the daughter can be like, "Daddy, Kevin
Right,
won't talk to me, and Marcy's not my friend," and they will be like,
right.
"Come here, baby." But when the woman
that's
come in, they don't got no
mhm,
smoke. They don't got no time for her. Go ahead,
that's
Tim.
crazy from a guy's perspective. I did care a lot more for my daughter than any woman that I've ever been with. And this is prior to
Right.
coming into like who I am today, right? This is
Bandit.
years ago, right? Years ago. But there's no doubt in my mind that if I did not have a little girl, my whole perspective on women
That
would be
part.
very
Mm-hmm.
different.
That
Mm-hmm.
I can't
part
deny it.
right
And I
there.
can't deny it because
Mm-hmm.
it's a sad reality. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
Ain't
it
it?
man,
really
That part.
is.
that's jacked up.
That part. Ain't it?
And then I get the question of like, well, why? And unfortunately, I'll never know.
It's built
So
in. What Prince Ella say? Prince Ella wins again. It's built in.
That
It's
and
built
it could,
into
and
you.
it
you
definitely could be. I ain't gonna deny it.
hmm and she's
It's
always
built
gonna look for a
I ain't,
dude just like you,
right.
Terrence. She's gonna look.
yeah.
She gonna
And
all the
that's what's
dudes that
crazy
she
too,
dates. They're
because
gonna have to measure up to you, and if they
measure up to
don't,
you.
they are
So imagine
gone.
if you was an ain't shit daddy. Imagine if you wasn't shit. What the fuck
Mm,
is she measuring? Where's the measurement if you ain't shit? Thank
exactly.
God you some kind of shit. But what if you ain't shit? What if you was not shit, absent, all the way gone? If you invisible and you ain't there, what the fuck are you measuring against? Nothing. There's literally nothing
Nothing.
there to measure. What about the ones who are there and ain't shit? I'm gonna measure up a nigga up to the shit, a pile of shit that's next to me. Let's call my dad. What are you measuring up against? Because you just that's a revelation right now. That's what these niggas is don't even realize. What the fuck are your daughter? You can sit up on this platform and talk what you want to say and say this the kind of nigga you are. Every guy that I've ever dated, I can tell you that's what the kind of dude he is based on what I
Hmm.
experienced with him. But what is his daughter finna measure up to? Because she got
Exactly.
you to measure that up against. Because that's all she
Exactly.
knows. Unless she don't know you, what she measures up to nothing.
Hmm.
Which then that's where it goes back to choose better. Well, if you
But
are
you choosing
you can't
against
sit out
zero.
here and tell other women to choose better when you're not even a good choice for your daughter.
And if you ask them, would you want your daughter to date a man like me? They
Huh?
cannot say yes.
No, no.
So why
All
are
they can
you
do
being
is
the
say, I'm gonna get the shotgun." And no,
she gonna be better
no,
than that. She gonna be
no.
they someone better than me.
Yeah, okay. What's her where's her gauge?
You.
Where's her gauge?
You.
Yeah. The
If she
mental
has nothing
stimulation.
to
Are
gauge
you
it
able
with,
to
what
teach
how
me anything? Are you able to mentally protect me? Do you care for my feelings? Are you able to
exactly?
hear what I'm saying? Oh yeah.
She gonna expect every guy to talk to her like you talk to her. When she
Mm-hmm.
realizes they are dumb and bandits and they can't
Mm-hmm.
put sentences together, she gonna be very
Mm-hmm.
disappointed because she cannot communicate with her boyfriend, daddy.
Exactly.
He's a jerk. He doesn't know how to speak and he hurts my feelings. Because why? Because she's going to expect every man to talk to her the way you talk to her because
Mm-hmm.
that's the game. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you was dumb and talk like Migos and couldn't put sentences together. Then
Oh
she's going
my
to expect
Lord.
every guy to talk to her the way you talk
Mm-hmm.
to her. And when a guy
So
comes across and sounds like you, and her daddy sound like a dumb nigga, and a guy comes across that sounds like you sound foreign and you sound like a problem because you can put sentences together because that's how you should speak. Because her daddy sound
mm-hmm.
like Migos
Mm-hmm.
and Jay Prince or whoever else niggas that can't talk and can't make put together a
You
sentence.
know what's
Mm-hmm.
So
crazy
that's her
though.
measurement.
Hmm. You know
The
what's
fuck?
crazy. I think if anybody had a book on parenting that proven to
Yeah.
be like 100% accurate, they'd run the world. but it doesn't
True.
exist. So the true
No,
testament comes when they grow up, get out on their own,
exactly.
and
That's when
see.
you get to see. That's when you.
Did
I'm
it
sorry.
work?
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
That did all that
that's
work.
the part. That
Even at
part.
our age now, Terrence, I don't know about you, but my parents are still here. I as old as I am, I have to still remind my mom to remember you did raise me right. So
Yep.
I'm gonna, you know,
I had to tell my
some
mother
people
the
don't
same
have their
thing.
moms. You know,
I
even
was
as old as
listening.
you get, they still
That's
got. You raised us. Trust in what you did when you raised us.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't trust yourself, that sounds like a you problem because I didn't raise myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
trust
Those
that
are those
you.
seeds you were talking about, because it can be with
Yep.
parents too, Terrence. Remember the seeds you were talking about?
Oh yeah.
Now, once when they reap
That part.
and you when they come out, you get to see what because they can't nobody can gauge what type of parent you are except your kids.
Mm-hmm.
They are the only ones that can rate you. So I told my daughters, look, if there's anything that I mean, I know I could have done better, I could have done more, but from what I did,
You're
did
supposed
we
to do
do all
everything you
right?
did.
Did we do all right? Oh, mom, you're great. You're smart. You're funny. You love us. Yeah, you're great. Oh, I'm just checking. I'm just
You're
checking in.
supposed to did
That's it.
everything you did because had you been different, your kids would have been different. So
Hmm.
that's the other thing too. People need to just kind of revel and rest in and appreciate that you would if you cannot believe that everything happens for a reason and people come into your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. You can't believe in that and then don't apply it to yourself that well maybe
Right.
God wanted your life to end up like this for you to be able to sit on the other side of this because you wouldn't be here if it was different life.
Right.
So
Oh yeah.
sometimes we just got to revel in the fact that, okay, all right, I did what I was supposed to do. Everything I was supposed to do with what I knew at that time. I
Right.
don't fault my mom anymore. I used to when I was younger, but I don't fault her for the way whatever happened that didn't happen when I was growing up because
Hmm.
that's what she had to do, to take care of me. But
Mm-hmm.
being on the other side of it now, I'm an adult and I see people with their kids and I see them not doing what they have to do and I'm like, I'm okay. You're okay, Terrence, right? You're okay, Mercy, right?
Oh yeah. Because all
And
the
your
kids
parents,
that when they were teenagers, all the kids came to my house. So most of these parents, and we lived in the suburbs, so we lived
they don't
in
do
a
that. The
place
white kids
where
do that now. The black kids don't do that no more.
exactly. But we lived in the suburbs, so there was a plethora of different nationalities of children that were at my house. But at least somebody knew. I told the parents, listen, rest assured, your child is not doing anything that I'm not allowing them to do. Because first of all, I'm not going to jail behind your kid. So
Yep, my
let's
mom's
make
house was
sure
down.
that I let them know. Let's make sure we all behave, or we gonna be grounded from coming over here. My house was the spot. You can't smoke here. There will be no drinking. There will be
Oh,
nothing.
we could
We're gonna be
smoke.
children here. That is
We
all
could
we
play when we
doing.
got old enough, Marcy. We did smoke. My mom did let us drink, and
Do
she
that away
said
from my house. We're not
she
doing
rather us be at
Yeah.
home than careen into a wall. So she
Yep.
just let us hang out at and with supervision because
that. Right,
we were the bad thing is that you were doing it anyway. You were finding a way to do it anyway.
right,
So she just said,
Exactly.
"Listen, instead of y'all being out in the street trying to drive
right.
around, trying to look for somewhere, sit in the park
Hmm.
somewhere drinking because you're looking for somewhere to drink." How about y'all just go downstairs and give me your keys and I'll call your mamas and y'all go home in the
Right.
morning.
Yeah, I just told mine,
So
if you I know y'all gonna drink. I know you're gonna call me. I don't care if it's 4:30 in the morning and you broke
I love
curfew.
that too
Call
when parents do
me.
that.
Call
Call me
me,
and be like, Mom,
please.
I'm drunk, I can't drive home.
You come call me out. Whoever is with you, call me.
See,
Yeah, I
Thank
that's
know
the
one.
Lord that never
awesome.
happened, but I'm open. Let's do this because I can't have y'all out here. And this was in the 90s. So imagine
Terrence,
now.
you gonna pick her up and she call you and say, Daddy, oh my God, I'm totally toasted.
Hell yeah. No questions asked. And she already knows,
Exactly.
like she's been in situations before where she knows she can call me. No questions
Oh,
asked, and I'm gonna be there. Like that's that's just what it is. But
Hmm.
in
oh,
regards to like I make sure to tell my kids about my past so they
Hmm.
know that what they're doing, what they're thinking about, whether it be about sex, whether it be about beating somebody up, whether it be about whatever, anything that falls underneath the sun that I can actually relate to in that experience, I make sure they know that so then they don't feel like they have to hide it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I preach. If you lie to me and you get in trouble, there's no way for me to help you. And at that point,
Exactly.
you on your own, and that's just what it is. But if you
Yeah.
let me know what's going on, and we can have that conversation, well, then daddy can go to work, and you'll see that you'll see how a man shows up in certain situations.
Right. That's like when they
Yeah.
come to you crying. It's like, look, if you don't
Yeah.
stop crying, I can't help you because I don't
Hmm.
understand what you're saying. So I need you to take a deep breath and calm down. Now tell me what happened.
Hmm. Yep.
And
And
then
it
they
doesn't
give
always
you
mean like a physical altercation. It could be
right.
something as simple as going to the school and talking to a teacher, right? And
Yeah.
honestly, a lot of teachers get thrown off guard
Mhm.
when when they meet somebody that the look doesn't match the intellect, and it's almost insulting. It
Yeah,
really is.
because they put
But
these
then they gain
expectations on you
respect
by
real
making
quick.
you, you
What you
know.
talking about? You? They say that you? They don't. What
Oh
you
yeah,
talking about? You?
you can pick up because people will try and talk you in circles. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Especially these teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and paint the narrative. But when you get to asking the right questions and really diving down into the situation, the narrative changes a little bit, and it's like, okay, now let's keep it completely 100 and whatever. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We ain't playing them kind of games.
I feel for the teachers and I feel for the parents. I when I had my daycare, it was I got to the point where I had to end up running my daycare out of well, I ran it out of my house anyway because I can control my hours and
Right.
control what I wanted to and it was I wanted to be unconventional because I wanted to, for me I was like I worked in the night, the nightlife. I worked in the server and a bartender before. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, who watches their kids? Because the daycare is closed at 6. So I kept
Mm-hmm.
my joint open past um way past the regular hours and earlier than I should have, earlier than everybody else. But even still, just seeing like how impactful like these kids needed. They don't have this. They don't have the guidance anymore. They don't have the village anymore. They don't have the concept where everybody is involved in you
Mm-hmm.
be developing into who you are. And if you don't have no good parents, because some of these parents that I mean, no shade to the parents, but some of these folks that I took care of, not to say, you don't need no kids because you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You don't know what you're doing. And then by default, I'm with your child more than you are, and I'm with
Ugh.
your child in a single day more than you are in a single day.
That part.
So it was just very like it was disheartening because I really was with your child for 10 hours, and
Hmm.
but at the same time, I'm not trying to be. I love children, but that's what we have birth control and condoms for because there was unless
Exactly.
you were trying to produce this situation, you can't be mad at the outcome and you really don't have time for it because you still have to get your life together. So
Right.
I see the suffering and it starts so early, you know, it starts so early. So it's almost like, thank God you were there since, her whole life because
Hmm.
it's a big difference being there and part of her life. It's a big difference when you weren't there in the beginning and you come in later. All that makes a difference. So for her to be, to grow up to be such a good girl, and have her head together or have, enough of her head together at this age.
Right.
Good job,
Oh yeah.
parents.
She
Good
turned
Yeah.
up.
job, Dad.
Yeah, most definitely.
Good job,
See,
Mom. Because Mercy said her kids grown and grown. So that means you
they
did it
are.
good
Mhm.
twice.
They are. Yeah.
Because you got grandkids.
Yeah. That's the
Surprising that.
best thing about that's the to me that's the best thing about being a parent is the grandkids.
Is to make sure because that's the whole point. So
Hmm.
why would you not want to be a part of the grandkids' life? Because you want to live to see your children have children.
Oh my! I
How
told
old are
my
how
grandma
old are your
before she
kids, Mercy?
passed. Yeah,
Hmm.
I told her I want to be you when I grow up, grandma, because she actually got to see my uh our kids. So she got to be a great grandma before she passed. Like
Aw.
when she passed, it was like somebody cut off my air because I love me some grandma. So
And see, we was talking about that earlier. How they ain't they want to talk about this whole matriarchy and patriarchy and who was running what, but then they keep forgetting that what happened to Big Mama? What happened to all the aunties who would cuss you out when you go over their house because they know what you
Mm-hmm.
did and skipping school? What all them was
Mm-hmm.
women.
Mm-hmm. And you ever notice that when the matriarchs pass on, none of the family traditions get carried out because the grandpas just, they were just
Your
there.
grandpa don't know how to make them yams that you've been eating all these years. What you talking about? What your patriarchy don't know how to make the macaroni and cheese that you love so much.
Mm-hmm. And that's
Like,
exactly what happened with our family, believe it or not.
come on, man. They keep forgetting that part. They want to always talk about what the men and how the women. No, then they want to bring up the fact that behind every superstar and every basketball player, when they get their awards, what the first thing they want to say is, "I want to
Hi,
thank my
Mom.
mama." Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you dismiss that and be like, "Well, the man is in this and this and that"? Okay, well, who? I don't nobody thinking they daddies, and I don't know no daddies be making the macaroni and cheese and the yams and the fried chicken at
Mm-hmm.
grandma's house. That ain't grandpa. That's grandma cooking like that. Grandpa can probably cook. There has some been grandpas to cook. YouTube,
Right.
don't sue me. But for the most part, everybody has had a big mama or a
Mm-hmm.
mama or auntie or a food
Mm-hmm.
lady or and it's always been the female, the woman.
Yeah,
So
that's
stop with
true.
the jokes on that. That's crazy. They just skip over that shit.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just gotta accept what it is, and the fact is, it is what it is.
Sometimes they don't be wanting to accept that. They sit up here on these panels and argue back and forth about how we don't want to accept that the woman might have been in charge of that or might have added to that or the woman might have made that happen or balanced it out. We don't want to accept that. Let's just keep saying the woman had nothing to do with it.
Like we are not that insignificant. Stop it. The only difference between you and men and us is hormonal makeup, physical makeup, and brain makeup. That's it. We still put our pants on one leg at a time, and when we sit down, guess what? It's funky when we get up. Stop playing with me.
Because, girl, was you there when they were talking about Donald Trump and it was like, there's no way his wife could have been a part of his empire. Not when he says it in his book, right? Donald Trump wrote it in his book. But even to say that Donald Trump says that my wife was a big part of making me who I am today. But
And
these
he
guys on that,
disrespected that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but they didn't want to believe it. They're like, no, Donald was running
Yes.
everything from the
No.
beginning. Everything. His wife had nothing to do with nothing. She didn't even give him a good idea. She didn't say nothing. She was just sitting back there being a wife. And he was
No.
just running all these empires by himself and him and his staff.
And that's why the billionaires want the older women. You might want to try it this way. Go ahead and give it a shot. Try it this way. See what happens. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But nothing will go wrong if you just slightly tweak it a little bit.
Girl, they don't want to
Some
even ask
men,
for
some men be
directions and
like,
we can
okay,
be
well,
right.
what do you think about this? It's crazy.
How many 3 wives? I don't know. He had 3 he wrote 3 books. I don't know how many
Girl, he
wives
wear
he's had.
diapers. Well, I don't even know why they listen to him. He wears diapers, and they say he smells like poop.
Does he?
Hmm.
Ew.
There's a guy on TikTok. I cannot think of his name, but he was talking about how when they were doing The Apprentice, that somebody would have to change his diaper.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump
Aw.
off, ladies. Y'all have a great night. It was a
Okay,
Well,
pleasure
Terrence.
speaking with y'all.
Good night.
thank you. I'm actually gonna go to bed too because I have to get up
Me
and go
too.
to work.
We all
So
going to bed.
thank you. And Jalen, I know you just woke up because you've been ready to go to work, but I gotta go to bed. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
But I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all tomorrow if y'all see you tomorrow. Thank you, Terrence.
No
And
worries.
I'll see you tomorrow because I know I'm gonna be listening to the stream while I'm at work. So
Okay.
I'll be in the clouds. But thank you, Marcy.
Oh,
I
you're
know,
welcome. It's always a pleasure.
yay. And girl,
It's
we're gonna get
always a
this
pleasure.
together too. We're gonna
Yeah.
get this
And then maybe at
together.
some point maybe you can help me out because me and my daughter, we were talking about having a podcast. My daughter and me together. And
See,
so,
I'm over here. Yes, in 30 minutes. Night night. Yeah, see, that's why I want to do, like I said, I want to do like a positive man, like I
I'm
know
down.
we
I'm
hating on the
down.
guys, but I know sometimes we just need to hear something good and let's get together and girl talk about the stuff we like about boys.
That's all. And then we can swap bartender recipes because I know you know some drink mixes and some drinks and
Yeah,
stuff.
Lauren is a bartender, and that's what she be at work when she be on
Oh,
the.
because I do it too.
Yeah,
Oh,
see, we can
we
do
can
that,
swap
and
the
we can get Lauren,
recipes.
and Miss Sophia is gonna bring the fire.
Yeah, we can swap drink recipes because I got one I know you gonna love, girl.
Yes, and see, Nene braids hair. You don't have to go to her and see how she. Everybody got a little
Oh,
some talent. We could just
right.
create a whole network of women, and everybody
Yeah.
got something everybody can do.
Heck
Awesome.
yeah. And my daughter
Would you?
does nails, so there's that.
Oh, I love my nails, honey. She does nails. She keeps her nails beautiful, honey. Yes,
Mm,
I love
oh
my
yes.
nails.
Okay. I just grow
Would you?
mine out.
Would you say you got some, Jalen? You got some what? We're gonna talk about Sophia in the morning on what the hell on Daryl's. I've just had a
In
brain
the
fart on
morning, did he
Daryl's.
say?
Yeah, he wanted. I guess
Okay.
he wanted to talk about the whole Prince Ella Sophia thing
Yeah, I
tomorrow.
just think it's a big misunderstanding. I just hope everything's worked out the way it's
I hope
supposed to.
so because she got some shady. I had to leave him alone over there. I could not.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the video
Oh,
and I was
drink
just like, this
recipe.
got to be a misunderstanding somewhere on somebody's part because from what Sophia said, it's the handlers, and I
They
believe it.
trouble, man. The trouble. The trouble over
And
there.
so maybe Prince Ella need to do some reevaluating and checking in on some folks,
She
see how
got to
they
like if
doing.
you don't participate in a certain amount of time, like say and it was like I know I didn't want to do the membership for $49 because and I was
I
like, I'm
can't
not
afford
gonna
it.
be over there. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you
Hmm.
$50 for what? But it was to get me in the backstage and let me talk to you guys personally and have small little
Hmm.
Zoom meetings and stuff. So I mean I
Yeah, I
see the
can't.
value of it, but
Mm,
it didn't
yeah.
I didn't understand. She was scaring the shit out of me, so
Your ass. She said she
girl,
was
Princella was like, fuck these niggas, you can't talk to me. These niggas can't talk to me.
well, but they can't. They can't. Janice,
I
we
was
see it
like,
every
I was
we
like,
see it. We
Princella.
see it. We see it. We
He was
saw it
like,
tonight.
these male motherfuckers.
We
I
saw
was
it
like,
tonight. We saw it tonight. We saw it on Lapive, and they couldn't handle it.
oh my gosh.
You
And then
got
she be
niggas
like, leave
like
them all
let
alone
go.
altogether. And I was like, no, I like the men. Fuck
Yeah, I'm not
these
gonna do
men.
that, but I'm just gonna look if I'm gonna do dudes, I'm just gonna have to look for a certain type. But since I got the information from her on what to look
Look
for,
forward. I'm good. I need
it's
that book.
all
That's what I
good.
think I need the 41 Shades because I definitely want to dodge those 41 men. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the lucky number is gonna be man number 42, and he
Yeah,
ain't in the book
okay.
because
Oh, she
he is
called it seven. She House of Hypocrites. Girl, she said I'm gonna put you as number two in my book.
because he probably was. That she you ever notice that when she is talking to the men, she be like, "Oh, you're number 16." Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
number 16? Who is
See,
number
that's what I'm
16?
saying.
I
That's
need
the
to
only thing that
know.
pisses me off about
I
these
need to
dudes. They
know.
would not go and read her book. Don't you want to be able to really refute her points? Because right now you're just making noise. And you
Mm-mm, and then
proving
she
her
be,
right every time you open
mm-mm.
your mouth. So it would behoove you to
Nope,
get the damn book.
it don't behoove nothing. They don't behoove at all because I'm getting it because I need to know because I'm talking to these 40 set number 41 and number 14 number 12. No,
Oh,
when she
okay.
called it out, when she called Ilkhan Ali out, when she called him out, she listen. When she called out the homosexual, I was like, wow, okay, y'all, I know him.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I
I know
know
the
him.
STD man. I
Oh,
know the one with the one that the father
the pro,
one. That
the
that one.
professional. Oh, I need to see what who I need at least I need to dodge those 41 guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because they all looking to use you for something. It all made sense to me. Like I said, I was drawn to it because it all makes sense to me. I'm like, I know I can't be the only one. It's something is
No,
crazy.
no, right. It wasn't. You're not the only one. I'm tripping too. Like I know. And then when she started breaking down the stuff like how they communicate with the gaslighting, that they don't even the
Mm-hmm.
gaslighting for them is just a conversation tactic. Like you don't even realize you just
Right.
told me I didn't see or hear what the fuck I just saw and heard.
Okay. Okay. So
And,
yeah, I just hope it was a misunderstanding, and we can get back to the regular scheduled program.
and if not, then you know it's up because she do have some strong personalities that's working in
She
her favor.
does. I'm like me, MJ. Just chew up the meat and spit out the bones.
But just like the street, you cannot control what the nigga that you told who about your beef, what they do.
Exactly.
That you cannot just because you may over here ranting, I might come to you and be like, Marcy, let me tell you about this motherfucker. Now, if you take it upon yourself to go take care of that motherfucker, that's what you did. I didn't send you over
Mhm.
there. But
Mhm.
sometimes
Mhm.
people do that. They take your complaint or they take your discomfort upon their own hands to
Mhm.
get you,
Feel like I
you
didn't tell
know.
you to do all that. That's why
Yes.
you wasn't listening. I told you I just needed you. I needed to vent. But here you want to go commit. Well, go ahead, because I'm not
See,
in that.
so you don't never know if it could be one of them kind of where she's like, all these people are doing this and this and this, and her handlers are like, oh, okay,
Oh
right,
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
It
Of
ain't the first
course.
time. This is the first
Mm,
time. The other time it was somebody called her out and it was her own person.
wow.
Remember that? And she had to come back online and come back and do a community post and say, okay, no, I'm sorry. That was not me. That was my person that worked for me.
That's what I'm
It,
saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't just be taking it upon yourself to do something when that's not what we do around here. I didn't tell you to do that. So now yeah.
well, hopefully it was a handler and they was on some bullshit and everything's okay. So
Yeah, because when I went through the comments under the video, somebody was like, Sophia Grace, you, ma'am, this ain't even your, when you get out of this, this ain't got nothing to do with you.
yeah,
Like,
you
I
could read
don't,
it and
there
see
was,
that she was talking about her.
yeah, there was,
It sounded like her.
it never even dawned on me. To be honest,
Hmm.
Genesis never dawned on me who it was because it's so many that it could have been
But how
any
would
of them.
you know? How did you know who you got watching? Because you got hundreds of thousands of people that's following you. So how do you know who's not showing up to what? Who's not doing any? How do you know who's who at all?
Somebody told her that. I just think she might have a mole. You know what I'm saying? She could have a mole and she probably don't even know it. You know,
Obviously, I
it's
know that I've seen people that's in her chat, in her place over at other places, especially
girl.
over here when Daryl's live. I've
Oh,
seen
I
some
have
of
a
the same
difference.
names.
Yeah,
There's been
yeah,
some of the same. I've seen a couple of the same names that's been like, oh, okay, this person's all
yeah,
over the place.
yeah.
So either you're
Girl,
not
it's so
loyal
crazy.
or you floating around, which is fine, but you can't be trolling. Trolling it seems to be a problem. Don't do
Right,
that.
right. That's just like she was doing was taking phone calls one night, and this guy called in, and he was pretty upset, Genesis, and he had just lost his mother. So he had
Oh,
asked her some questions about how, he didn't want to go back because he didn't want to go back for the funeral because his daddy was blaming him and all this. Girl, them bitches in the chat was like, we don't want to hear all that. I'm like, this man just lost his mama. He's hurting. Why in
oh
the hell would she talk
no.
crazy to? So she had to, after she got off the phone, she had to act a fool on them bitches. She
What?
was like, I don't
See.
know what's wrong with some of y'all, but y'all need to get it together because I am not gonna sit up here and talk crazy to this man and he done lost his mother. Whether he's a man or not is not the point. He's a person who lost their mother.
Wow. That's
I
the
couldn't believe
they
it.
out
I
of
was like,
control with that. I told you that
yeah.
I had to go from over there when I got the email that said that I could not come attend the workshop unless I bought the books and the book workbook. So I was like, I didn't know there was a lesson plan, but I thought you said the workshop was open to, the
Yeah,
people.
I can't afford it. So I'm just gonna be watching
And it's
the
five
videos
hundred
and the
dollars,
lives.
$500,
Right. I can't afford it.
$500 plus the books and the materials.
Right.
And you got to get
Right.
yourself, and you got to go online or do the Zoom or go there to the actual
hmm
workshop.
Right. Some of us ain't got it like that. So that's why I'm just gonna buy the single books and read them. And she said a workbook come with the 5 components of love. So
Hmm.
and you can also go back
And
and watch the video unless she made it members only, where she went to
I'm
that
not paying
first
$50 a
university.
month to be a member. That's
Right, right,
crazy.
right, right. Like some of these super chats, I can't afford to do them either right now. It's my priorities. So I spent the money and got me a Sim Cadet membership. I'm so happy with that. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, see?
Because it's fun over on Daryl's channel. I go to Priscilla when I'm having my serious moment. I come over to Daryl's and have some fun with y'all, and because I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. So
Well, I'm glad you came around, so I'm excited. And
yeah, me
then on
too.
that note, because it's gonna be 5 o'clock when I go to bed
Yes,
and
we
I
are
gotta
about
get
to
up.
crash, girl. Okay, girl.
Yes, thank you for staying up with us. Another
Oh, no
one.
problem.
Genesis
No
After Dark.
problem. I wouldn't mind doing this on a regular basis, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep a regular like late night schedule, but not this late. It's just
Yeah, it's
um
cool. It's because the conversation was good. We couldn't help
yeah.
ourselves,
And then
and
and then,
we got that little treat from Terrence.
I, okay, the silence is all I can do.
Right. Okay, girl. You have a good night and pet that puppy on the head, please.
No, he's over there behind
It's
me.
him so cute.
My
I love
puppy.
those dogs. Him so cute.
And he's snoring
So,
and his little jaws be like his little
what's his
jaws.
name? Real quick,
His
what's his name?
his name is Beans. Everybody, my dog's
Beans.
name is Beans.
How
Like,
sweet.
yeah,
And he
so
looks
he
so sweet. Him so
yes.
sweet.
I will know we
Oh,
going to bed, killer. We going to bed, killer. Good night,
you
Jalen. This
see me
time we're
till I
really
go to
going to
bed,
bed. Okay,
y'all.
because we'll stay up talking all night. Okay, good night, girl. Good night,
Okay.
y'all.
All
See y'all
right. Good
later.
night.
Bye. Let me end the stream. Yes.